you. We have 13 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Double team showdown to find out who's going to go to the next week undefeated. Captains are about ready to come onto the field, and one captain that isn't dressed out is going to not be suited up for the game. Is going to be Jason Brown for the Xolo Cougars. The Snowflake Lobos just taking the field here, and if you heard the roar of the crowd there, but as you'd heard pre-game, this game is going to be close all around. When we go through and we look at the stats with the three teams, they've both played Chinley, Payson, and Holbrook, and the margin of victory is darn near exact. So with Xolo Cougars actually beat Chinley by 54 points, and Snowflake beat them by 52. When you come to Payson, which is the toughest team they played, Xolo beat Payson by 9 points, and Snowflake beat them by 5. So it's kind of one of those, it's really close games. When we look at the stats, what they do per game, Xolo usually passes for about 249 yards a game, rushes 239 yards a game for a total of 488 yards per game. On the flip side for Snowflake, passing 110 yards, rushing 272 yards, total of 381 yards. So when you look at that, you figure that, Snowflake's going to be the more dominant team, but with their rushing, but when you look at total yards and how they've played the game, it's kind of a little difference in how they look at things. So this is definitely going to be a tough game, and we're about ready to get started here. We've got the coin toss has been already flipped here. Looks like it is the Snowflake Lobos. We'll see when we get coming here, as both teams are now getting set up on the side, but we are definitely heading for a great game. And the leading passer for the Xolo Cougars is Rhett Reisdorf. He's passed for over 1,800 yards. So you can see that he's had a heck of a season himself being able to throw the ball. His favorite target out of those is not only that, number one, Jake Reedhead, as he's averaging 432 yards receiving. His second favorite receiver is Cole Gardenier, 378 yards. The leading rusher for Xolo is Weston Kime at 472, with James the Workman Turner coming in at second with 390 yards. On the flip side for the Snowflake Lobos, the leading rusher is Zach Solomon at 893 yards. Leading receivers is Tanner Willis at 397 and JT Tate at 481. So when you look at these teams, they're pretty well matched up, and we're getting ready to get underway here as the Xolo Cougars now get the ball to kick off. Get them all set up on the 40-yard line. Teeing the ball up on the far hash mark. Xolo Cougars are going right to left on your radio dial. Referee gives the go-ahead signal. Xolo Cougars spread out there for their kick formation. And Cole Gardenier goes back for his kick. Those of you who don't know, their pregame ritual, Cole Gardenier usually kicks a 45-yard field goal before they head into the locker room, and here's the kickoff. It is kicked deep to the far hash mark. On the far side, picked up the 2, coming over to the near side to the near hash, and he is hit hard by number 56. Knocked down at the 12-yard line after a 10-yard return. And that's where your Snowflake Lobos are going to take over. Quarterbacking for the Snowflake Lobos is Trey Schneider. Gets the call from his coach, gets in there for the huddle. Gets all set up, the Xolo Cougar defense all out and ready to go. And of course, Rhett Reisdorf's out there as safety, calling out the play for him. Schneider gets set up, tight formation. Solomon in the backfield. There's a snap, hand up to Solomon, right up the middle, comes around, breaks it free. There he goes, up to the 23-yard line. We'll call it the 24-yard line, pick up a 12 on the play. Beautiful little block there, quick little trap. Allowed Solomon to get right up into the hole and pick up 12 on that play. So the play's called in. Schneider gets set in the huddle, breaks. JT Tate spread wide left. Solomon in the backfield with Schneider. There's a snap again, handoff there to Solomon. He's able to bust three, gets hit right at the line of scrimmage. Comes forward there, picks up about 4.5 on the play. We'll call it 4. Going to bring second down and 6. There's 11:10 left in the first quarter here. Snyder getting his play from the coach. Going to send in Tanner Willis with the play. Snyder gets the men set up on the huddle there, calls the play as they break. Tanner Willis here to the near side. Solomon in the backfield. You got the snap, handoff, fake, comes around. Tanner Willis goes around the far side on a sweep, gets to the far side, around the numbers, and he's going to be brought down. I think they're going to mark it, looks like about the 31-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 3 on the play. And we're going to call this a long 3rd and 7. As the play gets shuttled in here. Trenton Hatch comes in with the play. Snyder gets into the huddle, calls out the play for everybody. They break. Trenton Hatch coming up on the wing on the near side. Solomon in the backfield. Snyder deep back. Here's his handoff again. Solomon right up the middle. Breaks it free right off the right guard. He's going to pick up 6 on the play. That's going to be a 1st and 10 for your Snowflake Lobos, as they are set up on the 36-yard line. 1st and 10, 10 minutes remaining in the first quarter, no score. Referee's going to huddle up near side here real quick. Break out. Tanner Willis brings in the play to Snyder. Snyder sets up in the huddle, calls the play as they break. Tanner Willis to the near side. JT Tate to the far side. Solomon in the backfield with Snyder. The snap, fake handoff to Snyder. Pass there, tipped at the line of scrimmage. Incomplete pass. Pass was intended for JT Tate. That is the first pass attempt by Snyder, an incomplete pass, just tipped down at the line of scrimmage. Trenton Hatch brings in the play. Gets set up. Snyder calls the play in the huddle. Xolo Cougar defense set up. 2nd and 10 from the 36-yard line of the Snowflake Lobos. Trenton Hatch to the near side. Solomon in the backfield with Snyder. Solomon in motion. Pitch out to him. And we're going to see a tackle down as he comes around the side. Actually, that was not Solomon. That was Tegan Peterson. And Peterson's taken down for a 1.5 loss. We'll call that a yard loss, as they are about the 34-yard line. It's going to bring down 3rd and about 11, 11 and a half. Tanner Willis brings into the play to Snyder. Snyder gets set in the huddle, calls the play. Xolo Cougar defense waiting, huddle breaks. Tanner Willis to the near side on wing. Solomon in the backfield, Snyder in deep. There's the fake handoff there. JT Willis going deep. Incomplete, just off the hands of JT Tate at about the 48-yard line. It's an incomplete pass. It's going to bring up 4th down for your Snowflake Lobos at their own 34-yard line. So 2 pass attempts by Peterson have been incomplete on this drive, and that's what's allowed the Xolo Cougars to kind of hold off the Snowflake Lobos here on this first drive for the Lobos. Got JT Tate back to punt for the Lobos. Deep, we have Jake Reed head there, set up at about the 23-yard line. There's the kick, a short kick. Gonna bounce right out of bounds, probably about the 35 and a half yard line. Right at the 35-yard line, the linesman comes back, judge comes up. Let's take it back to the studio for a 30-second timeout. This is Powder 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford.
Hey guys, who wants pizza?
Pizza Factory is the real best place for pizza and Italian cuisine. It's been a staple in the White Mountain community for 24 years. They have something for mom, dad, and the kiddos, like a huge arcade and 3 big flat screen TVs. Pizza Factory is open 7 days a week with a buffet Monday through Friday, daily specials, and a salad bar. They are now scheduling birthday, team, or graduation parties, pastas, calzones, specialty pizzas, and more. We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory in the Old Town Square Plaza in Xolo, 537-7771.
3, 2, and
Welcome back to Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford. Xolo Cougars got the ball at the 35-yard line, set up. Quick handoff to James the Workman Turner right up the middle, pick up a 2 on the play. James Turner's been picking up a lot of playing time here as the Cougars running backs have been kind of injured here throughout the latter part of the season. So he's been able to go through, and he's actually a great running back there. So 36, Curly Irwin spread out wide, Jake Reedhead in the slot. There's a quick handoff right up the middle, James Turner there, bust right up the middle, wide open. Looks like he picks up. Going to be 11 on play, going to bring up 3rd and 1. So here we go, 3rd and 1 as the Xolo Cougars are at the 44-yard line. Rhett Reisdorf switching out some people here on the sideline, bringing in some big men. Let's see how they go. Rhett Reisdorf comes in with the play. Goes back over there, gets set another, make sure he's set with the play. Comes back in, calls the play real quick there in the huddle, quick break. He's lined up, power eye right. And Xolo Cougars, I believe, are going to call a timeout instead of making sure they don't get that penalty. There's 7:31 here remaining. Let's take it back to the studio for a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Power 95.7 Hot FM, Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford.
We're here so you don't have to quit fishing or tell the grandkids you can't keep up with them anymore. Wouldn't it be nice to get back in the gym again or be able to play a full 18 like the old days?
Summit Healthcare offers this active community the latest in orthopedic procedures. Whether it's a sports injury, total joint replacement, or something else, have your surgery and rehab right here at home.
Get the most out of life again. Visit summithealthortho.net today.
7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford. We are here at Lobos Stadium as the Snowflake Lobos taking on their Xolo Cougars. It is 3rd and 1 for the Xolo Cougars at their own 44-yard line. Line up, power I formation, Reisdorf under center. Barks out the signs. Looks like he might be trying to draw him off sides. He's back under. Here's the handoff to the deep man, and he is hit hard behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to end up a little bit shy. See who that was. Yeah, they're going to mark him down at the 44.5-yard line. Didn't get to see the number on that freight train that came in and busted that up, but it is a 4th and a half, and as you've known, the Xolo Cougars rarely go through and punt the ball, and here we are now, 4th and short. The Snowflake Lobos fans going wild here. Again, power I formation. Deep man in the backfield. Hands off to him again, and this time he comes through. Looks like he might get it. According to the referee on the far side, they're going to spot it about the 45 and a ball length. That's exactly where they do. 45 and a ball length, pickup of 1 yard by number 36, Cody Irwin on that. And that's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Xolo Cougars. They convert their first 4th and short. Rhett Reisdorf comes into the huddle. Calls out the play. Comes set. Xolo Cougars going right to left on your radio dial. Rhett Reisdorf back the backfield. Reedhead splitting to the near side. Trips in the slot. Reisdorf gets set. Calls out the play. Quick handoff. James Turner right up the middle. And he's not going to go anywhere for just a yard pickup max. If anything, let's see where they spot the ball. Going to put it just shy of the 46-yard line, so only a half-yard pickup, not much of a moving of the sticks. Going to bring up 2nd down. Tegan Peterson, who made the stop on that play. Reisdorf comes up and shotgun. Jake Reedhead to the near side. Trips in the slot. Single back in the backfield, James Turner. We're going to get a timeout by the Snowflake Lobos. Let's take it back to your studio. 5:50 remaining in the game for 30-second timeout. You're listening to Power 95.7 Hot FM. Game.
Face it, when you're feeling frustrated with slow internet, it shows. So stream without the buffering with Cable One high-speed internet. It has up to 100 megabits of blazing speed, and that's faster than those other internet guys. So no matter how many devices you have on at the same time, it's always fast. And that speed, that's written all over your face. Cable One, the face of fast.
When you live on the mountain, you have access to the trusted doctors that you and your family need right here at home. Summit Healthcare has brought more physicians and specialties to the area than ever before. From primary care to orthopedics, cardiology, women's care, and much more. You no longer need to look anywhere else. And with offices conveniently located throughout the White Mountains, our doctors are nearby. So next time you need a doctor, turn to Summit Healthcare.
We're going to take off, wide open, but shoveled down, and we're going to get a big sack as Reisdorf is brought down back at about the, I think they're going to mark it down at about the 37-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 8 on that sack. Rhett Reisdorf had a man wide open. Cody Irwin is coming over through the seam. Rhett Reisdorf was under pressure, wasn't able to see him in time, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 18 for the Xolo Cougars. Rhett Reisdorf comes into the huddle, gets all set, calls the play, brings it out. Cody Irwin to the near side. Jake Reedhead to the far side. Cole Gardner and Garrett Lynn in the slot on the near side. James Workman Turner with Reisdorf. And it's a quick punt, a little pooch kick, and a beautiful kick there as it's bouncing, rolling down. And looks like we're going to get this ball down at about the 14-yard line. I'm not sure why they decided to do that. It's 3rd and 19, and they punted the ball, but without trying to take it down. But that puts the Cougars, with the Xolo Cougars having the Snowflake Lobos deep inside their own territory at their own 14-yard line, and that's where the Snowflake Lobos are going to go to work. Hustle in some plays here. Schneider gets a play from his coach. Gets into the huddle, calls the play. Gets them all set. Huddle breaks. J.R. Fox here on the near side is tied in. Tanner Willis is wing back on the far side. And we're going to get a jump. Not sure if this is going to go against J.T. Tate or if this is going to be Tanner Willis. I think it's going to be J.T. Tate that jumped there real quick. False start to call against the Snowflake Lobos, taking back 5 yards. Going to be 1st and 15 at their own 9-yard line. We're in the first quarter, 4:50 remaining. Those of you who want to watch live, you can watch us kwkm.com as we live stream in HD. Schneider brings the team right up to the line. There's a snap, handoff, tackle deep, another loss back at the 5-yard line. Number 34, Tegan Peterson, dropped for a loss. That's going to be a loss of 3 on the play. Going to shuffle in some teams. Tanner Willis comes out. Trenton Hatch comes in with the play. Gets set up there, gives the play there to Schneider. Calls the play in the huddle. Gets all set, the huddle breaks, comes out. J.R. Fox on the near side. Trent Hatch in the wing on the right. There's a snap. Hand off again. There it goes to Tegan Peterson. And he's going to pick up a couple yards. See where they mark this ball. I think they're going to mark it about the 6.5. Just shy of the 7-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of 1 there for Tegan Peterson. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and long. It's going to be 3rd down, about 16 yards for the Snowflake Lobos. Tanner Willis brings in the play from the sideline. Schneider gets the call. Calls him in the huddle with 3:36 remaining in the first quarter. He lines up, Schneider deep. We have Peterson in the backfield. Fake handoffs. Here's a deep pass. And this ball is way overthrown over J.T. Tate, the intended receiver, down about the 42-yard line. And that's going to bring up 4th down for the Snowflake Lobos. And we're looking at this as Trey Schneider still has yet to complete a pass. It's going to be 4th down as the Snowflake Lobos are going left to right on your radio dial. 4th down and 16. J.T. Tate's going to line up almost mid of the end zone. Gets set, snap, and the kick. They tried to go for it. Little soccer kick. Oh, Jake Reedhead bobbles the ball. It gets kicked. And it's still running around on the ground, and the Snowflake Lobos are going to get the ball at about the 35-yard line of the Xolo Cougars. Jake Reedhead was unable to handle the ball. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line for the Snowflake Lobos, and you can hear the crowd cheering as they like that. Just a small little mistake. The ball hit a bounce. It was one of those little soccer kicks that bounces anywhere and everywhere and took an odd bounce. Reedhead expected it at one place. It came up right over his shoulder and over the back, and the ball was kicked a little bit and allowed the ball to move down the field, and not able to find it was Jake Reedhead. Here we are, 1st and 10 at the Cougars 35. Snowflake Lobos. Snyder with Peterson in the backfield. There's a snap, hand off to Peterson, right up the middle, and he's going to get knocked down, hit behind the line of scrimmage. As the Xolo Cougars got back there, Chris Amoto on the play was the one who quickly shot through the gap. They're going to call it a loss of 1 as they're going to move the ball to the 36-yard line, a yard loss for Tegan Peterson. Snyder's looking to go through. Play comes in with one of the linemen. Oh, nope, he's just substituting out. Tanner Willis comes in with the play. Snyder gets a play from Willis, gets into the huddle, calls the play. 2nd down and 11 for the Snowflake Lobos on the Cougar 36. Snyder and Peterson in the backfield. Willis slot on the side, goes in motion to the left side. It's a sweep around left, and he gets clean block, and there he goes. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Snowflake Lobos. Here we are, 2 minutes, 14 seconds left in the first quarter, and the Snowflake Lobos are first to score. Second play from the line after the turnover by the Xolo Cougars. Makes the score 6-0. 36-yard run there, sweep around by number 10, Tanner Willis. That's why Tanner Willis is one of their leading rushers. He comes in as a wingback and catches it, runs around the far side on a sweep. Here comes the extra point. Snap, placed, kick, up, and it is good. And the Snowflake Lobos take a quick lead, 7-0, 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Take it back to the studio for a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford.
Get a delicious start to your day at Persnickity's. From hearty breakfast burritos to ham and eggs to biscuits and gravy to brown sugar French toast, Persnickity's is sure to satisfy. Lunchtime offers a variety of salads, sandwiches, and daily specials. You won't be able to resist their mouth-watering sweets, including their giant specialty cupcakes. If you can't leave the office, Persnickity's offers free delivery to local businesses from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Call 928-251-1965. Persnickity's on the east end of the Deuce in Xolo.
Hey guys, who wants pizza?
Pizza Factory is the real best place for pizza and Italian cuisine. It's been a staple in the White Mountain community for 24 years. They have something for mom, dad, and the kiddos, like a huge arcade and 3 big flat screen TVs. Pizza Factory is open 7 days a week with a buffet Monday through Friday, daily specials, and a salad bar. They are now scheduling birthday, team, or graduation parties, pastas, calzones, specialty pizzas, and more. We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory in the Old Town Square Plaza in Xolo, 537-7771.
7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford. Snowflake Lobos took a lead and got a kickoff here as Chris Mortis running up the far near side. He gets knocked out of bounds at the 30-yard line of the Snowflake Lobos. We come back right as they were kicking off, folks, and kick off to the far side. Number picked up at the 20-yard line by Chris Amoto. Come around to the near side here, broke free right through a gap. Ran down the near sideline here, all the way down to the 30-yard line of the Snowflake Lobos. And just like that, we take some of the wind out of the sail for the Snowflake Lobos and back into the Xolo Cougars. Red Reisdorf coming out onto the field here, gets his men set up. James Workman Turner comes in from the sidelines. Looks like he's going to be set up as the tailback. Here's the play. Jake Reedhead, far right. Cole Gardner in the slot. Cody Irwin in the near side. James Turner in the backfield with Rhett Reisdorf. Reisdorf gets set, checks out everything. Shotgun formation, single set with him. Here's a snap. Hand off to Turner. The line for the Snowflake Lobos busts right on through, takes him down for a 4-yard loss. Ball was actually spotted there where Chris Amoto went out. They're saying at the 31, so 4-yard loss takes him down to the 35-yard line. That's a 4-yard loss there, James Turner. Reisdorf comes in, Turner goes out. Number 44, Garrett Lynn comes in. It's split there. Cody over to the near side, Gardner to the far side, 2 slots in the far right. Fake handoff to the running back. There's a deep pass. And we're going to throw a flag there. There's going to be a flag against, I believe, Solomon on that play. I think Solomon was the one that was there. Reedhead had his man beat as he came in on the quick little slant post pattern. The hand actually was caught up on the collar of the Jake Reedhead, which is going to get the pass interference. So let's see how they do. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty from the 35. Should bring him down to the 20, enough for a first down. It'll be a Xolo Cougar first down at the 20-yard line as they go through and get the ball set. No, now they're going to mark it at the 21. Not sure how that goes. If the ball's at the 35, a 15-yard penalty actually should put them at the 20, but maybe I'm not all that good with my math. So Xolo Cougar comes up, Brett Reisdorf shotgun formation. Weston Kime in the backfield. Jake Reedhead split to the near side. Handoff, Weston Kime. No, fake handoff, a keeper. Well, looks like we got a flag on the play as well. Don't think it's going to matter. So let's see what the flag's going to be here. But that was a loss of 4 on the play. Get the flag here, see what the spot penalty is. Looks like it's going to go against the Xolo Cougars. Now they call it a false start instead of an illegal formation. Well, they give the signal for illegal formation, but they're saying, see how we go here. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. And again, I'm not sure how that works as a 5-yard penalty if it was put at the, yeah, it's, my math is kind of going a little awkward here, but, oh, they're just taking a loss of down, declining the penalty, making it a second and 14 on that play. That was a loss on that run there by Reisdorf. He was unable to get around the corner. It's going to bring second down for the Xolo Cougars. Reisdorf in the back with Kime. 51 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Far linesman comes in. Let's see what he's got going on. Not sure if we're going to get a little hiatus here or what's going on. They're going to huddle up with the coach on the far side. Well, looks like we're going to keep playing here. Not sure what the huddle up was, the referees, but Rhett Reisdorf gets play from the coach, comes in to the huddle, gets set up. 46 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Xolo Cougars down by 7 as they are coming into second down and 14 at the Lobo 24. Reisdorf, there's a snap. Rolls out right, being chased, throws the ball, man wide open. Just shy, but I think we're going to get a rough in the passer here against number 58 of the Snowflake Lobos. As about a couple seconds after Reisdorf threw the ball, he got hit and knocked down by his chaser. So 15-yard penalty. That should be down at, see how they're going to mark this time. It is a personal foul. It's a 15-yard penalty. However, 15 yards puts them way inside where they're supposed to be, so it should be almost a half the distance to the goal, which normally college in there would make it an automatic first down, but let's see if they do the full 15 or 5-10. Well, not sure where they go, but they are going to give them the first down. It's going to be marked at the 12-yard line. First down for the Xolo Cougars on the Snowflake Lobos, 12-yard line. Weston Kime comes in. Brett Reisdorf comes there. Garrett Lynn comes out. Get the plays called. Cody Irwin to the near side. Jake Reedhead to the far side. Cole Gardner in the slot. Weston Kime in the backfield with Reisdorf. Looks around, starts calling out his play. Here's a handoff to Kime right up the middle. And he's brought down at the 10-yard line. As quickly as the hole opened up, it was shut down. He was tackled by Garrett Wood. Pick up a 2 by Weston Kime on that play. It's going to bring down 2nd and 8 for the Xolo Cougars. Weston Kime comes out. James Turner in. Reisdorf gets a call, and we are at the end of the first quarter. Let's take it back to the studio for a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford.
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Xolo and Snowflake. Black Diamond Auto Glass provides the finest full-service mobile and in-shop glass repair services, from free chip repair to windshield replacement, tinting, and more. We're here to pamper you and your car.
Black Diamond Auto Glass. Yeah.
We're here so you don't have to quit fishing or tell the grandkids you can't keep up with them anymore. Wouldn't it be nice to get back in the gym again or be able to play a full 18 like the old days?
Summit Healthcare offers this active community the latest in orthopedic procedures. Whether it's a sports injury, total joint replacement, or something else, have your surgery and rehab right here at home.
Get the most out of life again. Visit summithealthortho.net today.
Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford. We're here at the start of the second quarter as the Snowflake Lobos are leading the Xolo Cougars 7-0. Xolo Cougars coming up already into formation. Jake Reed head to the near side as we flip the side. The Xolo Cougars going left to right on your radio dial. 2nd down and 8 at the 10-yard line of the Snowflake Lobos. They're in the red zone looking to score. Chris Amoto lines up as a wing back. Cole Gardner near side as a slot. Cody over to the far side. Shotgun formation. James Turner in the back. Hand off to James Turner, who quickly jukes around, makes a quick jump to the outside there. Is going to be brought down. Looks like they're going to mark him down at about the 8-yard line. Pick up a 2 more on the play there by James Workman Turner. And it brings up 3rd down and 6 for the Xolo Cougars. Those of you who want to, you can watch this live stream HD, kwkm.com. Plug your laptop with an HDMI cable to your big screen and watch like you would the NFL. Here we are, 3rd and 6. Wide formation as half the men scramble to the far side. 2 men there. We're going to get a quick timeout by the Snowflake Lobos coaches, who quickly were kind of confused, wanted to make sure because the defense for the Lobos weren't sure. We'll take it back to the studio for a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford.
Face it, when you're feeling frustrated with slow internet, it shows. So stream without the buffering with Cable One high-speed internet. It has up to 100 megabits of blazing speed, and that's faster than those other internet guys. So no matter how many devices you have on at the same time, it's always fast. And that speed that's written all over your face. Yes! Cable One, the face of fast.
Presented by Xolo Ford. Just come back from a timeout, 7-0, 11 minutes left in the second quarter. Xolo Cougars coming up in the line. Shifts everybody out to the far side. Shotgun formation, there's the snap, gonna go around, it's passed back, and it is dropped by Cody Irwin. And that is going to bring up 4th down, and we got flags, gonna be unsportsmanlike conduct, I believe. So Cody Irwin wasn't happy with it, kind of spiked the ball down. Let's see what we actually get for the penalty. Referees come out with a sign, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Xolo Cougars. Now it's going to take them back 15 yards. Let's see, though, if they call this a dead ball foul and make it 4th down, or if this is going to be ended up going to be a 3rd down all over again. Let's see how they go. It's a 15-yard from the 7, so let's see where they mark it. 7 can make it 22, 15 yards. Yep, and they're marking it down as a 4th down. It looks like we're going to get Cole Gardner coming in for a field goal. Brett Reisdorf getting set to spot. Cole Gardner back for the kick. Center looking up, making sure he gets set up. There's a snap in the set, and there's the kick. It looks like it's long enough. It's going to make it in between. And it is a 41-yard field goal by Cole Gardner. Let's take it back to the studio for a 1-minute timeout. You listen to Power 95.7 Hot FM, Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford.
When you live on the mountain, you have access to the trusted doctors that you and your family need right here at home. Summit Healthcare has brought more physicians and specialties to the area than ever before. From primary care to orthopedics, cardiology, women's care, and much more. You no longer need to look anywhere else. And with offices conveniently located throughout the White Mountains, our doctors are nearby. So next time you need a doctor, turn to Summit Healthcare.
Get a delicious start to your day at Persnickity's. From hearty breakfast burritos to ham and eggs to biscuits and gravy to brown sugar French toast, Persnickity's is sure to satisfy. Lunchtime offers a variety of salads, sandwiches, and daily specials. You won't be able to resist their mouth-watering sweets, including their giant specialty cupcakes. If you can't leave the office, Persnickity's offers free delivery to local businesses from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Call 928-251-1965. Persnickity's on the east end of the Deuce in Xolo.
Back to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week presented by Xolo Ford. Xolo Cougars here to kick off. 11:07 remaining in the second quarter as the Xolo Cougars are behind the Snowflake Lobos 7-3. Cole Gardner just kicked a 41-yard field goal as he gets set to kick off. Gets permission from the referee. And here's the kick. Deep to the far left side. Picked up at the 5-yard line. Comes right up the numbers. There he goes loose. Tanner Willis right up, straight up the field. And he's going to be brought down at about the 29.5-yard line. Let's see where the far side linesman marks the ball. Yeah, it's going to be actually marked at the 30-yard line. So a 25-yard return by Tanner Willis as he just picked the ball at the 5-yard line on the numbers and just straight up the field, straight to the 30-yard line. Knocked down. Trey Schneider getting a call from his coach. Gets into the huddle. Xolo Cougars are all set on defense. Schneider gets into the huddle there, gets set up, calls the play. JT Tate's going to be split wide to the near side. 25 to the far side. Stephen Brimhall. Man in motion, Trent Hatch. And we're going to get a flag here on play. Believe it's going to be an illegal procedure against the offense. Going to mark them back 5 yards. Going to bring up 1st and 15 from the Snowflake Lobos 25-yard line. Those of you who want to watch this on TV, go right ahead. Open up your laptop, plug an HDMI cable from your laptop to your big screen TV and watch us live streaming in HD on kwkm.com. Watch it just like you would the NFL and be able to see all the minor details of the game. JT Tate split wide to the near side. Tanner Willis is slot back. There's a handoff right up the middle to Solomon. Looks like he's going to be brought down at about the 34-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play by Zach Solomon. We'll get him in the huddle. Tanner Willis comes out. Get a play called in. Trenton Hatch comes in with the play. So we have 10:38 remaining in the second quarter. Snowflake Lobos 7, Xolo Cougars 3. Second down and 11 for the Snowflake Lobos at their own 29-yard line. Lobos are moving right to left on your radio dial. Ball set at the far hash mark. We got trips to the near side. JT Tate is on the near side, spread right. And we're going to get the third and final timeout for the Snowflake Lobos. Let's take it back to the studio for a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford.
Hey guys, who wants pizza?
Pizza Factory is the real best place for pizza and Italian cuisine. It's been a staple in the White Mountain community for 24 years. They have something for mom, dad, and the kiddos, like a huge arcade and 3 big flat screen TVs. Pizza Factory is open 7 days a week with a buffet Monday through Friday, daily specials, and a salad bar. They are now scheduling birthday, team, or graduation parties, pastas, calzones, specialty pizzas, and more. We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory in the Old Town Square Plaza in Xolo, 537-7771.
5-7 Hot FM Game of the Week presented by Xolo Ford. Come back from a timeout. Snowflake Lobos at the ball. Second 11 at their own 29. Schneiders brings out the Lobos in their formation trips to the right. There's the fake handoff, and they're going to go for a pass. And this is almost intercepted. Jamie Webb, I believe that is. Let me make sure on the number. Yes, Jamie Webb. Ball was thrown. He was the only person in there, and in and out of his hands. Incomplete pass again for Trey Schneider. Not sure who the intended receiver. They had a couple receivers in the way there, but Jamie Webb was the only one closest to the ball. Snowflake Lobos come out. JT Tate to the near side. Tanner Willis in the slot. Brimhall to the far side. Single set back. There's the snap and a rollout. And we're going to get this. And it's almost cut and then dropped. JT Tate had the ball, got hit by Rhett Reisdorf at the 41-yard line, jarred the ball loose. And we are going to bring up 4th down and 11 for the Snowflake Lobos. As the Snowflake Lobos are having trouble moving the ball, except for that 36-yard touchdown run by Tanner Willis in the first quarter. JT Tate back to punt. Jake Reedhead back to receive. Get all set. There's a snap. Here's the kick. Another little soccer kick there coming right down the middle of the field. Jake Reedhead decides this time he's going to let that soccer ball bounce around wherever it wanted to go. Ball is down at the 24-yard line of the Xolo Cougars. Xolo Cougars going to start 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line. This has definitely been a defensive game more than the offensive game, and kind of knew we were going to be looking at a nice battle. I think both coaches are just kind of feeling each other out at this point in time. Of course, we all know it all depends on which coach makes the right decisions there at halftime to make the changes and adjustments. So the Xolo Cougars coming out here, 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line, going left to right on your radio dial. Xolo Cougars break. Cody Irwin to the far side, Jake Reedhead to the near side, slots. Gardner, Turner in the backfield. There's the handoff. That was Chris Amoto. Wide receiver screen to number 1, Jake Reedhead, who comes around and not sure which way he goes. Timidly makes his way up to about the 29-yard line, 29 and a half. We'll give him a gain of 5 on that wide receiver screen. First pass completion of the game for either team. And we're going to bring up 2nd and 5. Xolo Cougars come up to the line. Reisdorf in the shotgun. Twins formation both sides. There's the snap. Chris Amoto comes around. Going to get set. Passes Chris Amoto there at the 35-yard line. Caught complete. He's going to be brought down at about the 38, I believe. Let's see where they mark it. 37 and a half. That's going to be a pickup of 8 on that pass play. It was a beautiful setup as they were going to actually do that little screen to the running back, but Chris Amoto had to flare out. When he did, he got the signal from Reisdorf to kind of move downfield a little bit and caught the little lob pass there and brought down, makes it a 1st down for your Xolo Cougars. It'll be 1st and 10, Xolo Cougars here at their own 38-yard line. Twins formation to both sides. There's a snap, shotgun. Chris Amoto comes out of the backfield, and he's going to run down the side, runs, leaps out for it, unable to come up with it. Excellent try there by Chris Amoto. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. It's a beautiful pass again. Chris Amoto, they look like they're going to set up the running back screen. Instead, he does a little flare and comes out. And the ball was just a little too far for him. He did a complete layout for it, had it in his hands, but when he hit the ground, he wasn't able to hold on to the ball. Incomplete pass. Reisdorf comes back into the huddle. We go through, gets the play, brings him out. Irwin and Lynn to the far side. Cole Gardner in the slot. Reed head to the near side. Amoto in the backfield. There's a snap. We got to drop back. He's going to run. Reisdorf is scrambling around. Got a receiver coming back. Cole Gardner unable to make the catch. Pass intended for Cole Gardner here at the 45-yard line. Ball goes right through his arms. Incomplete pass. Brings up 3rd and 10 for the Xolo Cougars. They're trying to bait the Snowflake Lobos into coming in, and they're doing exactly that. They're coming in. It's just a matter that the receiver just doesn't happen to make the quick opening to get the pass out there to him. So 3rd and 10 at the 38-yard line for the Xolo Cougars. Reisdorf comes in a huddle, calls out the play, gets all set. Cody Irwin to the far side, Lynn in the slot. Reed head to the near side with Gardner in the slot. Amoto in the backfield with Reisdorf. Fake handoff to him, right up the middle. Caught there by Cole Gardner. Let's see where they marked that. That should be about the 49-yard line. And exactly that. Ball's going to be marked at the 49-yard line. Pickup of 11 on that pass play to Cole Gardner. Gardner lined up in the slot. Quickly did a 5 and post pattern there. Caught the ball right in between defenders. That was a beautiful pass there by Reisdorf, threading the needle in there to him. And a pickup of 15 on the play. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line of the Lobos. Going to drop back. Wide receiver screen. Only this time it's going to go through, and we got a scramble going on the far side. Got a flag thrown in. Let's see what the referee calls on the far side. Thrown for the far linesman. Comes into a huddle. Not sure if he's shown that it's offsides or if he's just exhausted there with his hands on his hips. Doing a little bit of running. I can feel for him at this high altitude. Running around sometimes can make you winded very easily. So let's see how we're going to do. Linesman, near side linesman, head linesman comes this way. He's marking the ball at the 46. We're going to see how this goes. Go through here, a hold against the offense. That's going to be a 10-yard penalty. It's going to move him back to the 39-yard line. Here we are with 7:55 remaining in the second quarter. Snowflake Lobos are up 7-3. Just a couple little mental mistakes there by the Xolo Cougars has allowed that to happen. They have been penalized about 3 or 4 times more than the Snowflake Lobos, and they've not been the small penalties. They are the 10 and 15-yard penalties, so we'll see how they get going. Cougars come out of line, twins right, twins left, shotgun formation. Quick handoff into him as Chris Amoto is going to be actually dropped for a loss on that play. Going to take him down to the 41. And we're going to bring up 2nd down and forever for the Xolo Cougars. Ball marked at the 41. They need to get to the 36. So 2nd and 25 for the Xolo Cougars. Chris Amoto dropped for a 3-yard loss on that play. And Xolo Cougars come out. Reisdorf gets the call, breaks the huddle. Cody Irwin to the far side. Jake Reed head to the near side with Lynn and Gardner in the slot. Amoto's in the backfield. There's a snap to the... Reisdorf gets around, scrambling around. He's got wide open. And he's going to go through, get a block. He's going to make it around another lineman. He's going to have to get another block, only this time he is going to be sacked. And he is sacked all the way back at about the 15-yard line of the Xolo Cougars. He's scrambling around. The problem is all the receivers kept sticking around back here at about the 50 and 40-yard line, while Rhett Reisdorf was running around back at his 15 trying to keep the play alive. Unfortunately, that didn't work too well. And that is going to be a loss at 24 on the play. 24-yard sack for the Snowflake Lobos. And we're going to bring up 3rd and, if my math is right, 10, 20, 30, 40, 53 yards. And let's see how the Snowflake Lobos can keep the Xolo Cougars pinned or not. Jake Reed into the near side, Lynn in the slot. Cody Irwin to the far side. There's a snap. Oh, we're going to get a penalty here again, as they were going to punt on the third down. Again, the only problem is illegal procedure against the Xolo Cougars. That's going to move them back 5 more yards. 30, 40, 53 and a half yard line for a first down. 6:55 remaining in the second quarter. Snowflake Lobos leading 7-3. Xolo Cougars waiting to get their play coming in from the sideline. Rhett Reisdorf comes in, gets set. It seems to be the Xolo Cougars are trying to pass the ball more than run the ball, and the only problem is if they know you're not going to run, they're just going to put in the ears back and away they go. So let's see how they go. Again, get them set up. Reisdorf has plenty of time to throw the ball. The ball is incomplete, in and out of the hands of Garrett Lynn at the 20-yard line. Of course, the ball was thrown short, which is going to bring up 4th down and 53 for the Xolo Cougars at their own 11-yard line. Got Reisdorf back to punt, and this is one of those things that we just haven't seen all season with Reisdorf back to punt. Get the formation all set. There we go. He's got his men where he wants them. 6:49 remaining in the second quarter. And there's the punt. And not a very good punt. The ball's going to go out of bounds at their own 44-yard line, where the Snowflake Lobos are going to take over. Let's go back to the studio for a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford.
We're here so you don't have to quit fishing or tell the grandkids you can't keep up with them anymore. Wouldn't it be nice to get back in the gym again or be able to play a full 18 like the old days?
Summit Healthcare offers this active community the latest in orthopedic procedures. Whether it's a sports injury, total joint replacement, or something else, have your surgery and rehab right here at home.
Get the most out of life again. Visit summithealthortho.net today.
Welcome back to Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford. Snowflake Lobos taking over first down at the 44-yard line of Xolo. Quick handoff right up the middle to Tegan Peterson. He's going to pick up 2 on the play. And it will be 2nd down and 8 for the Snowflake Lobos at the Xolo Cougar 42. Snowflake Lobos are moving right to left on your radio dial. Ball's marked at the far hash marks. 6:17 remaining in the second quarter. Snowflake Lobos are up 7-3 over the Xolo Cougars. Snyder gets everybody set, tight formation. Peterson in the backfield. There's the quick handoff to him. This time he tries to go, cuts up, missed the tackle, and he gets all the way back into the secondary, and he was knocked down at the 31-yard line. Pickup of 11 on the play by Tegan Peterson. Peterson was almost stopped in the backfield. He was able to quickly stop his forward motion there and was able to jump to the side, break out of that tackle, and shoot straight up the middle right off the center. Pick up 11 on the play. Tight formation again. Snyder in the back, hands off. Tanner Willis coming around his far side, and he gets wide open. Nobody seals the corner. And that is a 31-yard touchdown run by Tanner Willis, as the Xolo Cougars have now given up 2 long runs, one of 36 for a touchdown and one of 31. And it's all coming off the same play as Tanner Willis lines up as a wingback on a far side, comes in motion, takes the handoff, and comes around. And the Xolo Cougars are yet to seal that outside corner there, allowing them to get around and score. We're going to set up for the extra point here. 5:40 remaining in the second quarter. Here's the snap and the kick. And let's see what we get. It is no good. So here we are, 5:40 remaining in the second quarter. Snowflake Lobos up 13-3. Let's take it back to the studio for a 30-second timeout. You're listening to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo.
Face it, when you're feeling frustrated with slow internet,
It shows.
So stream without the buffering with Cable One high-speed internet. It has up to 100 megabits of blazing speed, and that's faster than those other internet guys. So no matter how many devices you have on at the same time, it's always fast. And that's speed that's written all over your face. Cable One, the face of fast.
Welcome back to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford. We expected this game to be a good one, and it has so far been a great defensive game and defensive struggle there, except for two big runs by the Snowflake Lobos, one of 36 and one of 31, as the Snowflake Lobos are leading here with 5:40 remaining in the second quarter, 13-3. Lone points for the Xolo Cougars came on a 41-yard field goal by Cole Gardeniers. The Snowflake Lobos get ready to kick off. He's got the sign of permission. He kicks off right down the middle. The ball's going to be picked up about the 14. Looks like Chris Amoto going to run right up the middle. Gets around, taken down. No, it was not Chris Amoto. That was James the Workman Turner. Beautiful run by James the Workman Turner. Brings the ball all the way up to the 41-yard line. The Xolo Cougars have been having great, outstanding field position. The only problem is they've just kind of squandered it with some mental mistakes, either through personal foul penalties, holding penalties that have marked them back, and then scrambling around without the receivers coming back for Rhett Reisdorf. Rhett Reisdorf brings the Xolo Cougars up. Cody over to the far side. Reed head, near side. Gardner in the slot. Shotgun formation. There's a snap. Fumble there by James Turner, who quickly is able to fall on it. It's going to bring up second down. Loss of, well, they're going to say almost a whole yard. So second down, ball spotted just inside the 40-yard line. Brings up second and almost 11 for the Xolo Cougars. Xolo Cougars moving left to right on your radio dial. Ball's marked at the far hash mark. Cody Irwin to the far side. Gardner and Reedhead to the near side. Gardner in the slot. Single setback. Reisdorf in a shotgun. Quick hand fakes the handoff. Got a man wide open. Catches Cole Gardner deep right down the middle. Ball's going to be brought down at about the 40, the 41. That's going to be a pickup. Well, they mark it exactly the right, so that is a pickup at 20 on that pass play. The Snowflake Lobos had no safety deep back. Cole Gardner catches that little slot pattern again. Pick up a 20 for him. It's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Xolo Cougars. Shotgun formation. There's the snap. Fake handoff going again. Same pattern. This time to Reedhead. Ball thrown a little inside and dropped. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10. This time they actually had a safety back for the Lobos. Reisdorf had to thread it in between the two and was able to, just didn't get it far enough out there to Jake Reedhead. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Rhett Reisdorf's on the sideline, comes in with the play. Gets all set up as the ball is marked here at the 41-yard line in Snowflake Lobos. 4:32 remaining in the second quarter. Gardner and Reedhead to the near side with Gardner in the slot. Shotgun formation. Cody Irwin at the top. There's a quick handoff. James Workman Turner right up the middle. Busts in, gets up into the secondary. He's going to be brought down at the 25, I believe. Marked down at the 25-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 16 by James the Workman Turner. And this is kind of what we've been expecting there for the runs for them. Rhett Reisdorf gets out there, set up. Brings them Cougars to the line. Cody Irwin, top of your screen. Reedhead to the bottom. Gardner in the slot. Shotgun formation. There it is. Turner, there's a deep pass right down the middle to Chris Amoto. And he held on to the ball. Diving catch. He's going to bring that ball down at about the 1-yard line. 24-yard pass play, but we do have a Xolo Cougar lineman hurt and down. Number 55, Skylar Jane, is down at this point in time. That was a 24-yard pass play by, by Reisdorf to Chris Amoto right down the side. And we'll see what the time. Let's take this back to the studio for a 1-minute timeout. You listen to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford.
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Xolo and Snowflake. Black Diamond Auto Glass provides the finest full-service mobile and in-shop glass repair services, from free chip repair to windshield replacement, tinting, and more. We're here to pamper you and your car.
Black Diamond Auto Glass. Yeah.
Get a delicious start to your day at Persnickity's. From hearty breakfast burritos to ham and eggs to biscuits and gravy to brown sugar French toast, Persnickity's is sure to satisfy. Lunchtime offers a variety of salads, sandwiches, and daily specials. You won't be able to resist their mouth-watering sweets, including their giant specialty cupcakes. If you can't leave the office, Persnickity's offers free delivery to local businesses from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Call 928-251-1965. Persnickity's on the east end of the Deuce in Xolo.
Hey guys, who wants pizza?
Pizza Factory is the real best place for pizza and Italian cuisine. It's been a staple in the White Mountain community for 24 years. They have something for mom, dad, and the kiddos, like a huge arcade and 3 big flat screen TVs. Pizza Factory is open 7 days a week with a buffet Monday through Friday, daily specials, and a salad bar. They are now scheduling birthday, team, or graduation parties, pastas, calzones, specialty pizzas, and more. We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory in the Old Town Square Plaza in Xolo, 537-7771.
Brett Reisdorf comes up under center, gets set. There's the handoff to him. He's going to get knocked down, but he's able to move forward and actually roll around, twisting to fall into the end zone for a 1-yard touchdown run by Chris Amoto. Looks like we had an injured man down there. Let's see who this is. Number 56. Looks like an arm injury for number 56. Dylan Gabbard for the line. Looks like he's gonna try and hold out and keep going here, as the Xolo Cougars are gonna go for the extra point. Cole Gardner back for the kick. On to making sure they have the right amount of men. Workman Turner comes on. There's the snap and the kick, and that kick is good. This brings us to 13-10 as the Xolo Cougars are down by 3. 3:36 remaining in the second quarter. Let's take it back to the studio for a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford.
We're here so you don't have to quit fishing or tell the grandkids you can't keep up with them anymore. Wouldn't it be nice to get back in the gym again or be able to play a full 18 like the old days?
Summit Healthcare offers this active community the latest in orthopedic procedures. Whether it's a sports injury, total joint replacement, or something else, have your surgery and rehab right here at home.
Get the most out of life again. Visit summithealthortho.net today.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford. We are here, 3:36 remaining in the second quarter. Snowflake Lobos 13, Xolo Cougars 10. Xolo Cougars set to kick off after they've just scored a touchdown, put the extra point on. Those of you who want to watch this, we do live stream on kwkm.com in HD. Plug your computer into a big screen TV, watch like the NFL, or you can do like the other kids do with all their technology, little laptop, iPad, Samsung Galaxy phone, whichever you need. Here's a kickoff for the Cougars, going to be deep right down the far right hash. Picked up at the 7, is going to be brought up by Tanner Willis, is able to break one tackle and be brought down at about the 24-yard line. Snowflake Lobos take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line. Snowflake Lobos are moving right to left on your radio dial. Snyder's getting a call set up from the coach. He gets all set, comes out into the huddle, gets everybody set. Xolo Cougars are out there on the field. Got to thank Dan the Man Grubner there, who's filming the camera there for our live stream, and Jesse Gallard, who's actually posted it out there for y'all to watch. Remember, kwkm.com and watch us live stream on HD. Snowflake Lobos coming up to the line. Trey Schneider in the backfield, tight formation, single setback. Here's a snap. Fake to Tanner Willis coming around, a handoff to number 34, Tegan Peterson, who's going to be brought down for a loss. And two of the Xolo Cougars were deep in the backfield. One of them was Dylan Gabbard, who shook off that arm injury just a second ago. Loss of 1.5 on the play. We'll call it a loss of 1, since they don't do half-yard marks. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11 for the Snowflake Lobos at their own 22.5-yard line. Trey Schneider, shotgun formation, handoff again. Tegan Peterson right off the right tackle. He's gaining some yards. Hit at the line of scrimmage, able to push the pile for a little bit. He's going to mark this here at about the 33. Be a 6-yard pickup as they try to untangle down in the pile. No, they're going to mark it down at the 34. So pick up a 7 on the play by Tegan Peterson. It's going to bring down 3rd and 5 for the Snowflake Lobos, just inside their own 34-yard line. Tight formation again, single setback, shotgun formation for Schneider. There's a snap, fake handoff, got the receiver coming around. JT Tate to the wide side, caught her at the 45, down to the 50, brought down inside the 45-yard line of the Xolo Cougars. And that is going to be a 23-yard pass play. First completion of the night for Trey Schneider, as he's able to catch JT Tate in motion there. Didn't have to wait for the ball. Brings up a first down for the Snowflake Lobos at the Xolo Cougar 45. We got 1:55 remaining in the second quarter. Snowflake Lobos up 13-10. 1st and 10. Trey Schneider in the backfield. Get a shift on. Peterson in the backfield. Going to catch Trent Hatch coming around the side. This time they do seal that corner. Causes Trent Hatch to move up into the inside. Pick up a 3 on the play for Trent Hatch. So it'll be 2nd and 7 for your Snowflake Lobos here at the Xolo Cougar 42.5-yard line. Ball's marked right, almost smack dab in the middle of the field. 1:19 remaining in the second quarter. Snowflake Lobos come up to the line. Trey Schneider set. Peterson in the backfield. Fake handoff, pass down the middle. Right through the hands of number, not sure, I can't see the other number on there. 42, Garrett Wood there. Incomplete, almost picked off by Garrett Lynn in the back. That's going to bring up 3rd down for the Snowflake Lobos at the Xolo Cougar 42.5 mark. Trent Hatch brings in the play to Trey Schneider. Trey Schneider gets his men set up in the huddle, calls the play, comes out, number 25, Brimhall to the far right. JT Tate, Trent Hatch in motion. And let's see what we get. Do we get a timeout? Yes, the Xolo Cougars called a timeout before the snap of the ball. Let's take it back to the studio for a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford.
Face it, when you're feeling frustrated with slow internet, it shows. So stream without the buffering with Cable One high-speed internet. It has up to 100 megabits of blazing speed, and that's faster than those other internet guys. So no matter how many devices you have on at the same time, it's always fast. And that speed, that's written all over your face. Yes! Cable One, the face of fast.
Welcome back to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford. We're here, 1 minute, 6 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Snowflake leading 13-10 over the Xolo Cougars. Ball's at the 42.5-yard line of Xolo Cougars. 3rd down and long for the Snowflake Lobos. They come up to the line. Trent Hatch in motion to the far side, and we are going to get a penalty flag here quickly. Let's see what the referee calls. Illegal procedure, illegal formation. Not sure which against the Snowflake Lobos. Going to be a 5-yard penalty. Ball is going to move him back to the Xolo Cougar 47.5-yard line. Bring up 3rd and 12.5 yards for the Snowflake Lobos. Here they come up to the line. Brimhall far right with Willis in a slot. JT Tate to the near side. Hatch there. Hatch goes in motion to the far side. There's the snap. There's the throw down deep. Brett Reisdorf steps up in front of JT Tate, knocks that ball down, incomplete pass. And that is going to bring up 4th down and 12.5. Not sure what the referee's doing as he's spotting the ball at the 45. There he goes, marks it back down now to the 42.5-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th down for the Snowflake Lobos. Looks like they're going to punt. Not sure how they're doing for the Xolo Cougars, if they're going to split out and put someone deep. And it looks like they're just going to make sure that this is actually going to be a punt. Not going to worry about it. 59 seconds remaining in the first quarter, or the second quarter. Here's a snap, and there it is. There's the punt. Deep punt. This ball is going to knock down at the 6 and roll into the end zone. The ball will come out to the 20-yard line for the Xolo Cougars. And that's where the Xolo Cougars will take over 1st and 10, moving left to right on your radio dial. 52 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Snowflake Lobos 13, Xolo Cougars 10. Let's see if the Xolo Cougars are actually going to move the ball, if they will just kind of down it and not worry about it. The Snowflake Lobos can't stop the clock because they used all their timeouts. 2 of them in the first quarter and their last one at the beginning of the second quarter. So let's see how things go here for Brett Reisdorf and the Xolo Cougars. Cody Irwin to the top of the screen. Jake Reedhead to the bottom. Cole Gardner in the slot. Shotgun formation. There's the handoff. James Turner right up the middle. Catches around, keeps moving around, bounces up and down. And where he's going to run himself all the way out to about the 28-yard line. 8-yard pickup by James the Workman Turner. 37 seconds left remaining. And I believe the Xolo Cougars are all set to just let the clock run down here. 30 seconds remaining. Brett Reisdorf comes out with the play. I believe they got to run one more play there before the end of the half. As the Xolo Cougars come up to the line, Cody Irwin top of your screen. Reedhead to the bottom, Gardner in the slot. Workman Turner in the back, and shotgun formation. Reisdorf snaps the ball, gets set, throws a deep ball out there. A lot of little hand tagging here and there. His intended receiver was Cody Irwin. He was wide open. Well, I won't say wide open. He had a step on him. Ball was thrown a little deeper than Cody Irwin can get. Ball falls incomplete. 5 seconds remaining here in the second quarter as the Snowflake Lobos are leading 13-10 over the Xolo Cougars. Brett Reisdorf gets the call from the sideline. Comes into the huddle, gets up, and it looks like he's just doing the quick little let's snap the ball, we'll down it, and let's go into halftime and see what we can do to make some adjustments. Gets under center, snaps, kneels down, the clock's going to run out. Let's take it back to the studio. We'll come back to the Black Diamond Auto Glass halftime report. You listen to Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford. We'll see you in 2 minutes.
When you live on the mountain, you have access to the trusted doctors that you and your family need right here at home. Summit Healthcare has brought more physicians and specialties to the area than ever before. From primary care to orthopedics, cardiology, women's care, and much more. You no longer need to look anywhere else. And with offices conveniently located throughout the White Mountains, our doctors are nearby. So next time you need a doctor, turn to Summit Healthcare.
Get a delicious start to your day at Persnickity's. From hearty breakfast burritos to ham and eggs to biscuits and gravy to brown sugar French toast, Persnickity's is sure to satisfy. Lunchtime offers a variety of salads, sandwiches, and daily specials. You won't be able to resist their mouth-watering sweets, including their giant specialty cupcakes. If you can't leave the office, Persnickity's offers free delivery to local businesses from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Call 928-251-1965. Persnickity's on the east end of the Deuce in Xolo.
Hey guys, who wants pizza?
Pizza Factory is the real best place for pizza and Italian cuisine. It's been a staple in the White Mountain community for 24 years. They have something for mom, dad, and the kiddos, like a huge arcade and 3 big flat-screen TVs. Pizza Factory is open 7 days a week with a buffet Monday through Friday, daily specials, and a salad bar. They are now scheduling birthday, team, or graduation parties, pastas, calzones, specialty pizzas, and more. We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory in the Old Town Square Plaza in Xolo, 537-7771.
We're here so you don't have to quit fishing or tell the grandkids you can't keep up with them anymore. Wouldn't it be nice to get back in the gym again or be able to play a full 18 like the old days?
Summit Healthcare offers this active community the latest in orthopedic procedures. Whether it's a sports injury, total joint replacement, or something else, have your surgery and rehab right here at home.
Get the most out of life again. Visit summithealthortho.net today.
Hen.
Welcome back to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford. You are listening to the Black Diamond Auto Glass Halftime Report here at Lobos Stadium, as the Snowflake Lobos are hosting the Xolo Cougars. 13 minutes left remaining in the halftime, and the Snowflake Lobos are currently leading 13-10 over the Xolo Cougars. This all started as the Xolo Cougars looked like they were starting to move the ball and quickly had some issues. Got all back and caught themselves together there as they were starting to march downfield and stalled themselves with a couple penalties. The Snowflake Lobos got pinned deep on their field that time. As they punted the ball, Reedhead was unable to handle the kick. Ball bounced around, ended up down at the 31-yard line. Quick little penalty against the Snowflake Lobos moved them back to the 36. Run that got stopped for no gain, and then a Tanner Willis sweep around the far left side. 36-yard touchdown score, and that's how they came out to 7-0. The Xolo Cougars were trying to get something together, seemed to be moving the ball well, and all of a sudden ended up the same thing. Couple holding calls kept them from getting where they needed to get to, and their drive stalled, and Cole Gardner comes in and kicks a 41-yard field goal, making it 7-3. Few series later, the Snowflake Lobos again get the ball deep inside the Xolo Cougars field. Gets the ball down to the 31-yard line, and quickly again, Tanner Willis lining up as a wingback on the far side, comes in motion, takes the handoff, sweeps around here to the near left side, scores on a 31-yard touchdown run. The Xolo Cougars decide at that point in time it's time for them to do something. Kickoff there gets knocked down and brings the ball up to the 30-yard line. Xolo Cougars, some nice little passes there by Rhett Reisdorf, brings them all the way down. James Workman Turner brings them down a little bit better, down to the 31-yard line. Quick little strike by Rhett Reisdorf to Chris Amoto, brings the ball down to the 1-yard line, and Chris Amoto finishes it off out of the power I formation 1-yard touchdown run. He actually got hit at the 2-yard line and kept kind of twisting and turning. Finally able to find himself on the end of the line as he twisted and turned. As he fell, he reached out and crossed the plane with the ball and touchdown. And that brings us to where we are, 13-10, the Snowflake Lobos over the Xolo Cougars. Stats that I have, of course, unofficial. We always know that, as I am not the official scorekeeper for the teams here. But for the first half, the Snowflake Lobos have 7 passing attempts for 23 yards. Only one of those completed. And then, of course, they have 16 rushing attempts for 114 yards. 2 of those were the touchdown strikes of 36 yards and one of 31. Other than that, the Snowflake Lobos have been kept intact and been able to not move the ball very efficiently. Just a couple big plays there that the Xolo Cougars were unable to go through and seal the end. For the Xolo High stats, we have 10 passing attempts for 82 yards. And this is the shocking stat of the night, 13 rushing attempts for -7 yards. Of course, one of those is a negative 24-yard rush by Rhett Reisdorf as he was scrambling around trying to find a way to get rid of the ball, and receivers not coming forward, finding a way, and he got knocked down after a 24-yard loss. So here we are, 9 minutes remaining in the halftime. Xolo Cougars falling behind by 3 points, 13-10 to the Snowflake Lobos. Let's take it back to the studio for a 2-minute timeout. You're listening to the Black Diamond Auto Glass halftime report and the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week.
All right, clear.
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest. Black Diamond Auto Glass provides the finest full-service mobile and in-shop glass repair services. From free chip repair to windshield replacement, tinting, and more. We're here to pamper you and your car.
Black Diamond Auto Glass. Yeah.
Face it, when you're feeling frustrated with slow internet, it shows. So stream without the buffering with Cable One high-speed internet. It has up to 100 megabits of blazing speed, and that's faster than those other internet guys. So no matter how many devices you have on at the same time, it's always fast. And that's speed that's written all over your face. Yes! Cable One, the face of fast.
When you live on the mountain, you have access to the trusted doctors that you and your family need right here at home. Summit Healthcare has brought more physicians and specialties to the area than ever before. From primary care to orthopedics, cardiology, women's care, and much more. You no longer need to look anywhere else. And with offices conveniently located throughout the White Mountains, our doctors are nearby. So next time you need a doctor, turn to Summit Healthcare.
Get a delicious start to your day at Persnickity's. From hearty breakfast burritos to ham and eggs to biscuits and gravy to brown sugar French toast, Persnickity's is sure to satisfy. Lunchtime offers a variety of salads, sandwiches, and daily specials. You won't be able to resist their mouth-watering sweets, including their giant specialty cupcakes. If you can't leave the office, Persnickity's offers free delivery to local businesses from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Call 928-251-1965. Persnickity's on the east end of the Deuce in Xolo.
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Xolo and Snowflake.
Score, Snowflake 13, Xolo 10. Down by 3 points. Couple things each team's going to need to talk about in the huddle, but I do have an update here of one score. I have St. John's 35, Ganado 20, and that is at the end of the third quarter. So you can see they're already at the end of the third, and here we are, 6:43 remaining in half. So you can see that this game is really taking its time, which makes this a really good game to be watching. And those of you that want to watch and listen as well, you can find us live streaming in HD on kwkm.com. Got to thank Dan the Man Grubner on our camera there for your live stream, and Jesse Gallardo for putting it up on there for us. So congratulate them anytime you see them out and about. Thanks, guys. We greatly appreciate it. Of course, Gene out there allows us to get into the football games for free, but as we look at this game, we knew this was going to kind of be a struggle and a low-scoring game, regardless of how many points they've put up in the past. The Xolo Cougars, when they come out, in half, the coach doesn't need to tell them much. It's pretty much the mental mistakes is what's caused the problem. They had the breakdown of the outside contain on 2 of those sweeps, not able to seal that corner, allowing the runs of the 31 and 36-yard touchdown runs, because without those, the Snowflake Lobos wouldn't be scoring any points at this point in time. On offensively for the Xolo Cougars, it's kind of the same thing as there just seems to be some mental mistakes when Rhett Reisdorf is out there scrambling. The receivers need to come back to him instead of him keep going backwards and the receivers kind of staying where they are. And that's kind of what it's been, is Rhett Reisdorf's been scrambling around. For the most part, he's been able to get himself free and throw the ball away, but there's a couple times he wasn't. And so just kind of mental mistakes. You got some personal fouls, some holding calls, and that's kind of not the Xolo Cougars that we've all seen and we've all heard here on the station. Is they've just been making those little mental mistakes. If they can just keep those mental mistakes out and play their game and make sure they seal that end, they will have the Snowflake Lobos kind of wrapped up. For the Snowflake Lobos, they're on the flip side. They have got to find a way to be able to make sure that Snyder has a little more time to pass, as the Xolo Cougars defense of secondary has actually been phenomenal. They've been making sure that Snyder has to make his passes over one man and in front of another. And Snyder's been kind of struggling with that, as he's only gotten one completion out of 7 attempts. So I got to give him a little bit of time there to throw the ball. As far as rushing, they got to kind of open up the inside rushing lanes as well, as they have not been able to do that. When they look on the defensive side for the ball, they've been doing a great job. The Xolo Cougars just every now and then just find that way to get going. They just need to make sure that they stay home and watch whether the ball is going to be a run or a pass. And if it's a deep pass, they got to make sure. This is what did them in last year at the playoff game loss against Northwest Christian, is they just didn't have the safety back there to be able to help cover that deep ball. And that's exactly what happened to them on that touchdown drive for the Xolo Cougars. They had pass plays of 15, 10, and 25 yards, and they were all pretty much 5 or 10 yard post patterns opening up right down the middle of the field with no safety back deep to help take that away from them. So those are kind of the small things they need to do. We're here 3:10 remaining in the halftime. Let's take it back to the studio for a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to the Black Diamond Auto Glass halftime report on Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford.
Hey guys, who wants pizza?
Pizza Factory is the real best place for pizza and Italian cuisine. It's been a staple in the White Mountain community for 24 years. They have something for mom, dad, and the kiddos, like a huge arcade and 3 big flat screen TVs. Pizza Factory is open 7 days a week with a buffet Monday through Friday, daily specials, and a salad bar. They are now scheduling birthday, team, or graduation parties, pastas, calzones, specialty pizzas, and more. We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory in the Old Town Square Plaza in Xolo, 537-7771.
We're here so you don't have to quit fishing or tell the grandkids you can't keep up with them anymore. Wouldn't it be nice to get back in the gym again or be able to play a full 18 like the old days?
Summit Healthcare offers this active community the latest in orthopedic procedures. Whether it's a sports injury, total joint replacement, or something else, have your surgery and rehab right here at home.
Get the most out of life again. Visit summithealthortho.net today.
7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford. You are listening to the Black Diamond Auto Glass halftime report. Here at Lobos Stadium, as the Snowflake Lobos are hosting the Xolo Cougars. The Snowflake Lobos are now on top 13-10 against the Xolo Cougars. Xolo Cougars have now come out onto the field, getting all set and warmed up for the second half. We are waiting for the Snowflake Lobos to come out. The referees are getting all set. But this has been the nice, exciting game that we expected. Kind of a low scoring, exactly almost like we expected. A couple of the calls coming in that they guessed on there was who was going to win, and they were cutting points in the 20s. And I think we're pretty close to that. If we double these up, we're going to end up right about almost like I projected, somewhere around 28-20, 28-22. And we're kind of heading that way right now. I appreciate you listening to the Black Diamond Auto Glass halftime report. This concludes our halftime special. We'll take it back to the studio for a 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford.
When you live on the mountain, you have access to the trusted doctors that you and your family need right here at home. Summit Healthcare has brought more physicians and specialties to the area than ever before. From primary care to orthopedics, cardiology, women's care, and much more. You no longer need to look anywhere else. And with offices conveniently located throughout the White Mountains, our doctors are nearby. So next time you need a doctor, turn to Summit Healthcare.
Get a delicious start to your day at Persnickity's. From hearty breakfast burritos to ham and eggs to biscuits and gravy to brown sugar French toast, Persnickity's is sure to satisfy. Lunchtime offers a variety of salads, sandwiches, and daily specials. You won't be able to resist their mouth-watering sweets, including their giant specialty cupcakes. If you can't leave the office, Persnickity's offers free delivery to local businesses from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Call 928-251-1965. Persnickity's on the east end of the Deuce in Xolo.
Black Diamond Auto Glass provides the finest full-service mobile and in-shop glass repair services. From free chip repair to windshield replacement, tinting, and more. We're here to pamper you and your car.
Black Diamond Auto Glass. Yeah.
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Xolo and Snowflake.
Face it, when you're feeling frustrated with slow internet, it shows. So stream without the buffering with Cable One high-speed internet. It has up to 100 megabits of blazing speed, and that's faster than those other internet guys. So no matter how many devices you have on at the same time, it's always fast. And that speed that's written all over your face. Cable One, the face of fast.
Hey guys, who wants pizza?
Pizza Factory is the real best place for pizza and Italian cuisine. It's been a staple in the White Mountain community for 24 years. They have something for mom, dad, and the kiddos, like a huge arcade and 3 big flat-screen TVs. Pizza Factory is open 7 days a week with a buffet Monday through Friday, daily specials, and a salad bar. They are now scheduling birthday, team, or graduation parties, pastas, calzones, specialty pizzas, and more. We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory in the Old Town Square Plaza in Xolo, 537-7771.
Warmed up and getting exercise there. Quarterbacks loosening up their arms, coming out. The Xolo Cougars will actually get the ball to start off. If you remember, they got the ball with 59 seconds remaining in the first half and tried to see if they could get a big play, and when they were unable to, they just decided they would down it and take their luck coming out here starting the second half. So that's exactly what will happen here is the Xolo Cougars get the ball here to start off the second half. The Snowflake Lobos will kick off as they won the toss in the first half and elected to receive. So we got 45 seconds, it looks like, as they're coming through. But this has been the exact game that we expected. It was going to be a nice, tough battle. Didn't expect all the yardage and points to be put up on the board that these teams have done. As always, this is exactly what happened last year. This is a tight game all the way through the first half. And the second half, the coach who made the change was actually Xolo. He was able to make some adjustments, and that's where they opened up the game, able to come out. Of course, last year the game was at Xolo. This year we are here in Snowflake, and home field advantage there for the Snowflake Lobos as they are now coming out onto the field, getting all set. Referees coming over to give the ball there to number 34 for Snowflake. 34 is Tegan Peterson as he is getting ready to kick off. Tegan Peterson is also the man who's been carrying the workload for their rushing. Of course, he hasn't done too much, but the Xolo Cougars have been doing well at stopping the run with the exception of the sweeps coming around the outside. Looks like we're going to have Cody Irwin and James the Workman Turner deep for the Xolo Cougars. As we get set, referee gives a signal, and here's the kick. It's a short kick. Dropped there by Chris Amoto, who's going to fall on the ball just in time. And Chris Amoto falls on the ball right there at the 34-yard line, and the Xolo Cougars are going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. So we get the men off the field. Brett Reisdorf is getting a signal there with the coach. He comes on. Chris Amoto looks like he's still kind of trying to get some of that pain away from the gentleman jumping on him there as he had to fall on the ball. Reisdorf calls the play, and they break out. Cody Irwin to the far side with Cole Gardner in the slot. Jake Reedhead to the near side. Chris Amoto on the wing back. Shotgun formation. There's the snap. Handoff quickly to James Workman Turner. He gets around the corner, and he's going to be brought down around the 42-43, but I believe we're going to get a face mask penalty here against the Snowflake Lobos. We'll see what we get here. No, they're going to call holding. Not sure where they get holding when it was the running back that they were holding, but that's going to end up as a 10-yard penalty. And again, as we say, those mental mistakes, you got to stop making them. Instead of you having a 2-yard gain, you are now going to have an 8-yard loss and going to be down 1st and 18. as your Xolo Cougars take over. Shotgun formation. Irwin and Gardner to the far side. Reedhead to the near side. Gardner in the slot. Turner's in the backfield. Shotgun formation. Brett Reisdorf gets set, and there's the deep pass. And this incomplete as it's getting knocked away by J.T. Tate. First pass of the second half for Reisdorf's incomplete. And so I have a final now. St. John's 41, Ganado 20, and that is a final. So as you see, as we are getting started here on our second half, that game's over. What a quick game. Brett Reisdorf comes through. Workman Turner comes out. Reisdorf gets the plays there. Chris Amoto in the backfield. Trips to the far side. Irwin, Lynn, and Gardner. Reedhead to the near side. Here's a snap. A screen formation almost picked off as he led the receiver a little bit too far. Incomplete pass, and we are now looking at 3rd and 18 for the Xolo Cougars at their own 28-yard line. So the Xolo Cougars got great field position at the 35-yard line. Had a 2-yard run negated by a holding penalty that dropped them back 10 yards. 2 incomplete passes, and we are now looking at 3rd and long for the Xolo Cougars. Reisdorf comes in. Lynn goes out. Workman Turner comes in. Reisdorf gets into the huddle, calls the play. Cody Irwin to the far side with Gardner in the slot. Reedhead to the near side. Chris Amoto lines up as a wing. Fake handoff to Turner. I'm going to pass out to him, let his speed run some more. He quickly jukes, and there he comes up to the 10, 35. Wow, at a 10-yard pickup, just as he crossed the 35, he gets upended. Beautiful tackle there, as textbook tackle, as you say. You drop your shoulder, keep your head up, put it into the gentleman's hips, and tack him down. Pickup of 10 on the play, down at the 38-yard line of the Xolo Cougars. And let's see how they are going to do if they're going to punt this ball. They get spread out, 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Gardner in the slot, Reedhead near, Irwin at top. Shotgun formation, and they are going to go. We got Reedhead wide open in the middle of the field. Pass behind him. Incomplete pass, that's 4th down, turnover on downs. Brett Reisdorf had Reedhead wide open in the middle of the field and threw behind him. Had he just at least thrown right to him, it still would have been about another 5-yard gain as there was no one around Reedhead. Your Snowflake Lobos are going to take over 1st and 10 at the Xolo Cougar 38-yard line. As Snyder gets the call, comes into the huddle. They break out. We got Brimhall, the far side with Willis in the slot. J.T. Tate to the near side. Hatch in the slot to the near side. Solomon in the backfield. Fake handoff. Solomon right up the middle there as they fake the handoff to Willis coming around. Solomon just shoots right up the middle. Pickup of about 2.5. Well, we'll say it's about 2 and a ball's length as he picked up 2 on that play, we'll call it. And the ball is now marked down about just inside the 36-yard line of the Xolo Cougars. Bringing up 2nd down for the Snowflake Lobos. 10-11 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Snowflake leading 13-10. J.T. Tate to the near side. Hatch to the far side. There's a man in motion. Quick handoff again right up the middle to Solomon, who's carrying some people. And he's going to get down to almost about the 29-yard line. Going to mark it just inside the 30. Pickup of 6 on the play. Make it a 3rd and 2. And here we are, 9:37 remaining. Snowflake 13-10, moving right to left on your radio dial. Brimhall to the far side. J.T. Tate to the near side. Hatch in the slot. Solomon in back. Hatch in motion. Fake handoff right up the middle to Solomon, who cuts up, breaks to the outside. Here goes 10, 5, touchdown, Snowflake Lobos. A 29-yard touchdown run. And they just were unable to keep him from getting to the outside. They had him stopped in the middle, but The Snowflake Lobos had blocked him to get him room to the outside, and there he took off 29 yards. As the Snowflake Lobos are quick to strike here in the third quarter. Score now 19-10, 9:16 remaining in the third quarter. We're going to go for the extra point here. As Tegan Peterson gets set for the kick. Get them all set. Here's a snap and a spot, and the kick is up, almost blocked, but that kick is going to be good. And we got it 20-10 as the Snowflake Lobos lead here 10 points. Let's take it back to the studio for a 1-minute timeout. You are listening to Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford.
We're here so you don't have to quit fishing or tell the grandkids you can't keep up with them anymore. Wouldn't it be nice to get back in the gym again or be able to play a full 18 like the old days?
Summit Healthcare offers this active community the latest in orthopedic procedures. Whether it's a sports injury, total joint replacement, or something else, have your surgery and rehab right here at home.
Get the most out of life again. Visit summithealthortho.net today.
When you live on the mountain, you have access to the trusted doctors that you and your family need right here at home. Summit Healthcare has brought more physicians and specialties to the area than ever before. From primary care to orthopedics, cardiology, women's care, and much more. You no longer need to look anywhere else. And with offices conveniently located throughout the White Mountains, our doctors are nearby. So next time you need a doctor, turn to Summit Healthcare.
FM Game of the Week presented by Xolo Ford. Snowflake Lobos just kicking off deep down the middle of the field. Cody Irwin catches the ball down about the 24-yard line, comes across to the far side, quickly jumps back up into the middle and gets the ball down to the 30. They're going to spot it just outside the 36-yard line, so between 36 and 37. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Xolo Cougars, again starting in great field position, but let's see if they just can stop shooting themselves in the foot. Cody Irwin to the top of your screen. Jake Reed head to the bottom with Cole Gardner in the slot. James Workman Turner lone back. Brett Reisdorf in the shotgun. Chris Amoto lined up as a wing. There's the snap. You got here, comes back. Jake Reedhead does a 10 and come back. He's going to get that pass there. Going to be marked down about the 49-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 12 on that pass play. So the Xolo Cougars doing some sort of adjustments here, allowing him to kind of get the ball moving again. Garrett Lynn comes out. James Workman Turner leaves. Rhett Reisdorf comes back into the huddle, gets everybody set up. 1st and 10, Snowflake Lobos at their own 40, or the Xolo Cougars at their own 49-yard line, behind 20-10. Trips to the far right. Cole Gardner in the slot with Lynn. Irwin on the far top of your screen. Reed head to the bottom. Chris Amoto in the back. Right, Reisdorf rolls out. There's the pass to Cole Gardner's first attempt to him. And that pass is complete. They're going to mark him down at about the 36-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 7 on that pass play to Cole Gardner. It's going to bring up 2nd and 3 for the Xolo Cougars. Ball is going to be marked at the 44-yard line of the Snowflake Lobos. Again, trips right. Chris Amoto, Cole Gardner, and Cody Irwin to the top side. Jake Reed out to the bottom. James Workman Turner in the backfield with Rhett Reisdorf. There's a snap. Fake handoff as Rhett Reisdorf goes and takes off, and as he's getting ready to cut, he slips and his feet go out from underneath him as he falls down. See where they mark him. It's real close to the first down there at about the 41. Let's see how they do. They're going to mark the ball right on the 41. Referee says that is a first down, so they are going to move the sticks. So pickup of 3 on the play there by Rhett Reisdorf as he faked the handoff to Turner. Quickly took it home around the sweep on the outside. Reisdorf comes back into the huddle, gets everything set up with his men, calls the play. They break. Cody Irwin to the top of your screen. Jake Reed out of the bottom. Cole Gardner in the slot. Chris Amoto lines up at the wing back with James Workman Turner in the backfield with Rhett Reisdorf. Shotgun Amoto in motion, and the lineman jumps. The right tackle, or right guard for the Snowflake, or Xolo Cougars jumps. That's going to march them back 5 yards, and here we are again, 1st and 15 for the Xolo Cougars. Reisdorf goes to the sideline, gets his play. Coach yelling to them a little bit, making sure they understand where the play are going. The huddle breaks. Cody Irwin to the far side. Reed Head and Gardner to the near side. Gardner in the slot. Same formation as last. Brett Reisdorf shotgun formation. There's the snap. Hand off to James Workman Turner right up the middle. Busted loose. He's still going, keeping them legs churning. And he's going to be brought down. Let's see where they mark this. Right at the 35-yard line. Pickup of 11 on the play by James the Workman Turner. There is a big difference between Turner and some of the other running backs there for the Xolo Cougars. He's got the speed. He is only 5'6". He's a speedy little gun. And he's got more moves than X-Lax, gentlemen, as he's able to bounce around wherever he goes. And that's exactly what happened there, as he was bust right through the line immediately and able to kind of make some quick moves. Picks up 11 on the play. Trips to the near side. Gardner, Amoto in the slot. Reed Head there. Irwin at the top of your screen. There's a snap. Brett Reisdorf rolls out to the right. Comes back around. He's got wide open. He's going to come around running. He's going to sweep around and get picked up. Going to be ran out. I'm not sure if what we're going to get called here, if this is going to be a holding against Chris Amoto or if it's going to be holding against the Snowflake Lobos. We're going to see what we get. Referee is going to huddle up here at the line there. See what we get. Here's the play. No flag. They're going to wave off the flag. So Brett Reisdorf, as he rolls out to the right here, is able to see that there's nobody open. He quickly reverses field, runs around on the far side, and picks up 12 on that run for another first down for your Xolo Cougars. Ball's going to be marked down at the 29-yard line of the Snowflake Lobos. 7:27 remaining in the third quarter. Cougars moving left to right on your radio dial. Chris Irwin, top of your screen. Reed out to the bottom with Gardner in the slot. Workman Turner in the backfield in the shotgun formation with Reisdorf. Irwin's in there as the wingback. There's a snap. Hand off. No, faked it. Reisdorf takes off himself. Jukes a little bit. And he's going to be brought down at about the 19-yard line, close to a first down. The linesman on the near side is throwing a flag in that there. In the pile there that happened there with Reisdorf. We're going to see what happens there on this penalty. Personal foul. Head hit to the head. So helmet-to-helmet contact against the Snowflake Lobos. Personal foul. I believe that 15 is going to be tacked on. Either that or they're just going to say it's a 15-yard penalty from the spot, which would be pretty much the 21, which would put it down further. So we'll see how they decide to mark this off. Blow to the head there, definitely personal foul. And they're going to mark the ball down at the 10-yard line. So maybe they did tack on 10 yards on top. So that was a 10-yard run by Brett Reisdorf, 10 yards added on. And that's going to mark them down half the distance to the goal. That's why it was only 10 yards, because it was down at 20. So we'll go through here now. Twins to the left, Irwin with Gardner in the slot, top of your screen. Reed out at the bottom, Turner in the backfield with Reisdorf. Reisdorf takes snap, rolls out. Pass is thrown low. Chris Amoto out at the 6, the 5. Reaches out and just hits the pylon there. Touchdown. 10-yard touchdown strike. Reisdorf to Chris Amoto on the far side of the field. And just like that, your Xolo Cougars come in to score, making it 20-16. 7:08 remaining here in the third quarter as the Xolo Cougars are going to come out for that extra point. The beautiful little pass play as Amoto lined up on your wingback on the far left side, did a little 5 and out, and he was wide open, nobody covering him. Reisdorf threw the ball a little low. Good thing Amoto was short enough to catch that ball, able to bring it up, cut around the corner, and take it in from the 6-yard line where he caught the ball. Here's a snap. Gardner kicks. And that extra point is good. We're going to call that 20-17 with 7:08 remaining in your third quarter. Let's take it back to the studio for a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week presented by Xolo Ford.
Get a delicious start to your day at Persnickity's. From hearty breakfast burritos to ham and eggs to biscuits and gravy to brown sugar French toast, Persnickity's is sure to satisfy. Lunchtime offers a variety of salads, sandwiches, and daily specials. You won't be able to resist their mouth-watering sweets, including their giant specialty cupcakes. If you can't leave the office, Persnickity's offers free delivery to local businesses from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Call 928-251-1965. Persnickity's on the east end of the Deuce in Xolo.
Face it, when you're feeling frustrated with slow internet, it shows. So stream without the buffering with Cable One high-speed internet. It has up to 100 megabits of blazing speed, and that's faster than those other internet guys. So no matter how many devices you have on at the same time, it's always fast. And that's speed that's written all over your face. Cable One, the face of fast.
Presented by Xolo Ford. Your Xolo Cougars have just scored a touchdown, and it brings the score 20-17. Snowflake over your Xolo Cougars. Xolo Cougars getting set to kick. Cole Gardenier. We have, let's see, Trent Hatch and Tanner Willis back deep. It's a short kick, going to be fielded by number 24 at the 19-yard line. Comes around to the near sideline there, gets knocked out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. Looks like we got an injury there. The Xolo Cougar on the sideline. That's going to be Garrett Lynn. Looks like an ankle injury to him. He's going to hobble off. No, he's going to hobble back onto the field. They better pull him off because he doesn't have the leg to move at this point in time. Number 24 for your Snowflake Lobos is Bradley Smith. Bradley Smith took the ball at about the 19, come around to the near side, got knocked out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. And that's where the Snowflake Lobos are going to take over, 1st and 10. Schneider brings them out. Brimhall and Willis to the far side. Willis in the slot. J.T. Tate and Trent Hatch in the near. Hatch in the center. Hands off. Solomon right up the middle. And he is hit just as he crossed the line of scrimmage. Going to be a pickup of 1 on the play. Take him out to the 31-yard line. As the Snowflake Lobos are slowly moving the ball again. They're going to mark the ball just outside of the 31, but that is still just a 1-yard pickup, as we do not give more than yard places. It's not a yard and apart. It's either a yard or it's not. So here we go. Snyder brings him up. Brimhall to the far side. Willis in the slot. There's a fake handoff. Going to be thrown out there to Willis, who gets his speed, and there he goes, and Turner's going to chase him down. Slow him down enough, and he actually makes the tackle himself. And Willis is going to be brought down at the Xolo Cougars 43-yard line. There you go. They're going to mark it just outside of the 43. So that is a beautiful 19-yard pickup, I believe it is. No, 21, I'm sorry. 21-yard pickup by Tanner Willis on that pass play. And that is the longest pass play there for the Snowflake Lobos. We're getting them all set here. Willis in motion again. They're coming around that corner. And they actually seal it this time. He's having to make some cutbacks. They almost had him back deep, but they were able to gather around. They sealed that corner. And Tanner Willis picks up 2.5 on that play. Pickup of 2, we'll call it, for Tanner Willis. And that's going to bring up 2nd down, as we got an injury there for the Snowflake Lobos. Or the Xolo Cougar, number 24. Weston Kime comes hobbling off, still dealing with that injury of his. Snowflake Lobos come up. Brimhall and Smith to the far side. Hatch and Tate to the near. Hand off to Solomon, going right up the middle. And he got slowed down just a little bit by Jamie Webb down on the bottom of the ground there. He's able to reach up, slow him down. And we got a pickup of 3 by Solomon on that play. And we're going to look at that. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. Long 5. Almost 6 yards. We'll see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 5 yards on the play. So Schneider brings him out. J.T. Tate to the bottom with Hatch in the slot. There's a snap to Schneider. Acts like they're going to hand it off. He's got being chased down. throws deep, wide open, and that ball went right over the two defenders, right into Tanner Willis's hands, and dropped. Xolo Cougars had three men that decided the ball was going to be short, and they leaped, and the ball went right over their hands, right into Tanner Willis's, who dropped the ball, which is going to bring us to 4th and 5 at the Xolo Cougar 38-yard line. It looks like the Snowflake Lobos are going to bring on their punt team. Kind of not sure if that's a wise choice or not, but I would say at this point in time it'd probably better to punt than to not and take a chance to pin the Xolo Cougars down deep in their side of the field. So there's the snap. There is the kick. It is a high one that ends up just kind of going not too far, hits at the 21, bounces and going to be down at the 19-yard line. And that's where the Xolo Cougars are going to take over 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line of their own. 4:22 remaining in the third quarter. Snowflake Lobos leading 20-17. Xolo Cougars going left to right on your radio dial. As they get all set, Reisdorf's on the side getting his call from the coach, making sure they're going through, getting what they need. He gets to play. The offense waiting for him in the huddle. Jogs out there. Gets the play into him. They quickly break. Cody Irwin goes to the top of your screen. We got Reed at the bottom with Gardner in the slot. Shotgun formation. Workman Turner. Hands off. Right to Turner. Comes busts right up the middle. Quickly with his run, he's going to pick up 4 on the play. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 6 yards to go for the Xolo Cougars at their own 23-yard line. Brett Reisdorf goes to the sideline and gets the play. Snowflake Lobos going to sub out on the line, get some fresh legs in there for a minute. Line huddle breaks. Cody Irwin at the top of your screen. Reed at the bottom with Gardner in the slot. Van Turner in the backfield with Reisdorf. There's the snap. Hand off to right up the middle, and Workman Turner is hit right as he gets to the line of scrimmage. He's going to pick up 1 yard on the play. That is going to bring up 3rd and 5. And so the Xolo Cougars here facing 3rd and 5. Reisdorf comes out into the huddle, gets set, calls out the play. Cody Irwin goes to the far side with Cole Gardner in the slot. Reed Ed to the bottom of your screen. James Workman Turner in the backfield with Reisdorf. Amoto in the wing bag. Roll out to the left. Got a man wide open. Gardner gets open, comes back to the ball, breaks loose. And they're going to say that he actually stepped out of bounds. So the 39-yard line is where he's going to mark out. That's a pickup of 15 on that pass play. Reisdorf to Cole Gardner. Cole Gardner basically did a 15 and come back, caught the ball and turned around, started up the field. Just stepped out of bounds. If not, he would have been going for a little bit further as he was not tackled. So we have Cody Irwin to the bottom of your screen. Trips set up as a wing on the near side. They're going to hand the ball off to Turner. No, he fakes it. Reisdorf keeps the ball himself and keeps going. He's going to get knocked down. That is a bad spot as they're going to mark him down at about the 42. Well, one says the 42, one says 42 and a half, so 42 and a half. So that's a pickup of 8 on the play by Reisdorf as he faked the handoff to Workman Turner up the middle, come around the corner. Acted like he was going to throw the ball, got a man stopped and stunned for a minute and took off running himself. Going to bring up 2nd and 8 with 2:29 remaining in the third quarter. Xolo Cougars going left to right on your radio dial. Trips at the top of your screen. Reed out at the bottom. Workman Turner, hand off to him. He goes up the middle. He's going to pick up 1 on that play. As the Zach Solomon actually came up from his linebacker spot to make that tackle. That's going to bring 3rd and 1. As they bring in the big men for the Xolo Cougars, bring in the big man package. That'll leave Chris Amoto as the deep back in the power I formation. Just a matter of which side do they line it up. So we got a power I right with 2 big linemen there in the back, 73 and 56. There's the snap. Reisdorf keeps it himself, comes around the corner, gets down, and he is knocked out of bounds hard at about the 48-yard line. Let's see where that's where they mark it here. Referee says yes on the 48-yard line. Reisdorf's able to pick up 4 on the play to get him the first down. It's going to be 1st and 10 Cougars at the Snowflake Lobo 48. Minute 33 remaining in your third quarter. The Snowflake Lobos are leading 20-17. Brett Reisdorf comes out into the huddle, gets his call from the sideline. Jogs into the huddle there, gets set. Quickly the huddle breaks. Cody Irwin goes to the top of your screen with Gardner in the slot. Reedhead at the bottom. Chris Amoto lines up wide wing. James Workman Turner in the backfield with Reisdorf in shotgun formation. Look like they're going to do the screen. Instead, they decide to throw it deep. Cody Irwin, the ball was thrown low. It's going to be an incomplete pass. Going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Xolo Cougars. So here they are, 2nd and 10 at the Snowflake Lobo 48-yard line. Brett Reisdorf gets the call from the sideline, comes into the huddle. Looks there, comes in, gets set, calls out the play. Cody Irwin's going to go. It's going to be a tight formation. Cody Irwin lines up as tight end with Reedhead on the far side. Getting set here, shotgun formation. There's the snap. Right up the middle there to number 6, James the Workman Turner. Going to be a pickup, a 2 on the play for Turner. And it will bring up 3rd down and 8. 3rd and long for your Xolo Cougars. As Reisdorf goes to the sideline to get the play. Minute 7 remaining in the third quarter. Xolo Cougars moving left to right on your radio dial. Reisdorf's going to get tired. He keeps running to the sideline, coming back in. Cody Irwin and Gardner on the top of your screen. Reedhead to the bottom with Gardner in the slot up top. Turner and shotgun with Reisdorf. There he comes, rolls out. There's the pass, way short. And that is going to bring up 4th down at the 46-yard line of the Snowflake Lobos. We'll see what we're going to get here. As Reisdorf is on the sideline getting a call from his coach. Comes into the huddle. 4th and 8 for your Xolo Cougars. 43 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Reisdorf calls the play. Cody Irwin split wide. Carl Gardner in the slot. Jake Reedhead to the near side. Chris Amoto lines up as your wing back. Turner's in the backfield. We're going to get a timeout by the Xolo Cougars. We're going to take it back to the studio for a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Power 95.7 Hot FM, Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford.
Hey guys, who wants pizza?
Pizza Factory is the real best place for pizza and Italian cuisine. It's been a staple in the White Mountain community for 24 years. They have something for mom, dad, and the kiddos, like a huge arcade and 3 big flat-screen TVs. Pizza Factory is open 7 days a week with a buffet Monday through Friday, daily specials, and a salad bar. They are now scheduling birthday, team, or graduation parties, pastas, calzones, specialty pizzas, and more. We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory in the Old Town Square Plaza in Xolo, 537-7771.
We're here so you don't have to quit fishing or tell the grandkids you can't keep up with them anymore. Wouldn't it be nice to get back in the gym again or be able to play a full 18 like the old days?
Summit Healthcare offers this active community the latest in orthopedic procedures. Whether it's a sports injury, total joint replacement, or something else, have your surgery and rehab right here at home.
Get the most out of life again. Visit summithealthortho.net today.
7.
Welcome back to Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford. Xolo Cougars facing 4th and 8. Do a quick pooch kick. The ball hits at about the 7-yard line and then rolls into the end zone. Going to bring the ball out to the 20-yard line for the Snowflake Lobos, where they will start 1st and 10. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you love to hear me talk on the radio, but why not just listen to it there on live streaming? We do live stream in HD on KWKM.com, thanks to Dan the Man Grubner on camera and Jesse Gallardo on the computer screen working this all out for us. We have 35 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. with the Snowflake Lobos leading the Xolo Cougars 20-17. Snowflake comes up to the line with Brimhall at the top of your screen. JT Tate to the bottom. Shotgun formation, Willis in motion, fake handoff to him. Solomon right up the middle, nobody blocking, and there he goes. He's taking off runs at the 50, the 40, he's at the 30, and he is going to be brought down at about the 26-yard line of the Xolo Cougars. I don't see any flags down on the field. That is a beautiful 54-yard run by Solomon on that play. And again, it's one of those that the minute that the running backs break the first line of defense, there is nothing but running room for the Snowflake Lobos. 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. Willis in slot with Brimhall at the top of your screen. JT Tate at the bottom. Hand off there to Solomon, who could have been hit in the backfield, but beautiful block by his lineman, number 72. Allows Solomon to actually cut inside, pick up 2 yards on that play. Big number 72 is Dallin Woodside. Had it not been for him, Solomon would have been knocked down. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter. Let's take it back to the studio for a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford.
When you live on the mountain, you have access to the trusted doctors that you and your family need right here at home. Summit Healthcare has brought more physicians and specialties to the area than ever before. From primary care to orthopedics, cardiology, women's care, and much more. You no longer need to look anywhere else. And with offices conveniently located throughout the White Mountains, our doctors are nearby. So next time you need a doctor, turn to Summit Healthcare.
Get a delicious start to your day at Persnickity's. From hearty breakfast burritos to ham and eggs to biscuits and gravy to brown sugar French toast, Persnickity's is sure to satisfy. Lunchtime offers a variety of salads, sandwiches, and daily specials. You won't be able to resist their mouth-watering sweets, including their giant specialty cupcakes. If you can't leave the office, Persnickity's offers free delivery to local businesses from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Call 928-251-1965. Persnickity's on the east end of the Deuce in Xolo.
I'm scrambling to find the ads, but I got ads. I'm not taking so many breaks. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. One.
Welcome back to Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford. There's 2nd and 9 for the Snowflake Lobos. They pull a pass play here to the slot receiver. Tanner Willis catches the ball, brought down at the 21-yard line as Xolo Cougars. Going to bring up 3rd and 5 for the Snowflake Lobos. Brimhall at the bottom, JT Tate at the top. Hand off to Solomon. No, that's not a Solomon. That is number 34, Tegan Peterson. Tegan Peterson, let's see where they mark this ball. They're going to mark it right at the 18-yard line. So that is a pickup of 2 on the play. Going to bring up 4th and 3. So 4th and 3 for the Snowflake Lobos. Trent Hatch brings in the play to Schneider. Schneider gets into the huddle, calls out the play. Brimhall's going to be at the bottom of your screen. JT Tate at the top. Solomon's going to line up at the backfield. Smith in the slot on the near side. Fake the handoff to there. There's a slat. Beautiful threading of a needle to JT Tate. That goes right in between 2 of the defenders of the Snowflake, or the Xolo Cougars. That is going to be a first down. That ball is going to be marked down at the 12-yard line. Pickup of 8 on that play. Schneider beautifully threaded that needle. He got it just where he needed to, just in time. The Xolo Cougars coach somehow are not happy about something. They're calling the referee over to talk to him. 10:34 remaining in the ball game. Snowflake Lobos leading 20-17. Snowflake Lobos do have the ball at the Xolo Cougars 12-yard line. Let's see what Coach Reisdorf is talking to the referee about over here. Trying to get some clarification on something, or he didn't like something, so he's trying to bring it to the referee's attention, so next time they'll make sure that it doesn't happen again. They're still going. As the Snowflake Lobos student section is all cheering it up on their feet. The Xolo Cougars sideline is trying to get their stuff. So we bring it to the line. We have Brimhall at the bottom, Willis and Hatch in the slots. Fake the hand, or actually hand the ball off to Solomon. Goes right off the left tackle. He's going to pick up 1 on the play. Pick up a 1 there for Solomon on that play. It's going to bring down 2nd and 9 for the Snowflake Lobos. Smith's going to come running in the play to Snyder. Gets all set up. Snyder makes the call. We're going to have Brimhall here to the near side with Willis in the slot. JT Tate up top with Hatch in the slot at the top. Hatch in motion. There's the handoff. He's coming around on a sweep. Xolo Cougars actually do the right thing, seal off, and this is going to be a loss, I believe. No, they're going to say he got back almost to the 10-yard line, so they're going to give him a gain. From my eyes, of course, we are looking at a catty-cornered situation here, so not necessarily the right spot, but they'll say that it's a no gain for Hatch on that play, which is going to bring up 3rd and 8.5, almost 9. Brimhall is going to come to the bottom. JT Tate and Hatch at the top with Hatch in the slot. Smith in the slot on the near side. Saw him in the backfield with Schneider. And we are going to get a timeout on the Snowflake side. Let's take it back to the studio for a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford.
Black Diamond Auto Glass provides the finest full-service mobile and in-shop glass repair services. From free chip repair to windshield replacement, tinting, and more. We're here to pamper you and your car.
Black Diamond Auto Glass. Yeah.
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Xolo and Snowflake.
95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford. We are in the 4th quarter, 9 minutes remaining, and those of you who want to watch the end of this game, you can catch us live streaming in HD on kwkm.com. Snowflake Lobos come out. JT Tate the top with Hatch in the slot. Willis in the slot at the bottom with Brimhall spread wide. Willis in motion. There's a snap. Fake the handoff to Willis, and they got him coming up. Got Schneider ruling. Incomplete, but they are going to call a pass interference against big number 74. Probably saying he had his arms around him. Let's see what we got. Referee's coming in. Going to catch with the lineman, see what we get. It's definitely going against, yep, pass interference against the Cougars. That was number 74. Dallin Tenney just touched him with his hand there, so the pass interference, that's going to be probably half the distance to the goal. Not sure if they're going to give him an automatic first down on that or not. Of course, the high school rules are much different than college and the pros. In the pros, the pass interference is a spot foul automatic first down. Colleges, they give them a 15-yard penalty and usually an automatic first down. We see here they had a huddle there. No, they're waving the flag off now. And if you can hear off of my microphone, the Snowflake Lobo people are not happy. And the reason there, I'll explain that later why that was no flag. We'll talk about that in a minute. Willis is at the bottom of your screen, trips on the left. Brimhall with JT Tate in the slot, Solomon in the backfield. Snyder takes the ball. There's the pass. And that ball is knocked away. Ball knocked away by who else? Rhett Reisdorf steps in front of JT Tate, knocks that ball down. And the Xolo Cougars are going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 11-yard line. Now, the reason that was not a penalty for pass interference on that play when they run those little pass patterns like that, anytime that there is a situation that's right along the line of scrimmage where you're possibly blocking for something, the contact is usually allowed to happen. They consider that within the line of scrimmage and blocking. And that's where they called that, and that's why they did not call a pass interference, because the blocking there that number 74, Dallin Tenney, was doing was right along the line of scrimmage, so no penalty. Xolo Cougars come out, twins to the right side. There's a shotgun formation. There's the snap. Ball's thrown perfectly. Leads Reedhead just a little bit, an incomplete pass. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Xolo Cougars at their own 11-yard line. Ray Reisdorf runs all the way over to the sideline, gets his call from the coach. He's definitely getting his work out there as he keeps running a good 40 yards to the sideline and 40 yards back. As he runs back over into the huddle, calls the play. Sure looks like he's tired. Cody Irwin to the near side, Gardner and Reedhead to the far side with Gardner in a slot, single setback. And there's a quick handoff to number 6. He breaks middle there a little bit, but he is still stopped right at the line of scrimmage. No gain for James the Workman Turner. And that is going to bring up 3rd. Well, they're going to actually say, nope, same spot. Just mark him there at the 11-yard line. 3rd down and 10 as Reisdorf looks like he's laboring coming back into the huddle. 8:17 remaining in the ball game. Snowflake Lobos leading 20-17. Your Xolo Cougars moving right to left on your radio dial. Reedhead and Gardner at the top of your screen with Gardner in a slot. Cody Irwin at the bottom. Single setback with shotgun formation. There's the snap. Quick receiver screen, and he's got plenty of running room. Jake Reedhead catches the ball, and he's running up the sideline here, and he is taken down at the 35-yard line. 24-yard pickup on that pass play. As they set up that wide receiver screen easily, they made it look like it was going to be a running back screen at first, and when they did that, the whole middle of the field was open as all the linemen were downfield blocking for Reedhead. It was J.T. Tate who actually brought him down, was able to keep Reedhead from scoring, because there was nobody behind J.T. Tate, and Reedhead would have been able to go. Here's a break. Cody Irwin at the bottom of your screen. Reedhead at the top with Gardner in the slot. Chris Amoto out there, a wide wing back. Shotgun formation. There's a snap to Reisdorf. Reisdorf takes snap, drops back, throws to Cody Irwin there at the 35-yard line, and he's going to be brought down right at the 35, so no gain on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for your Xolo Cougars. 7:18 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Those of you who want to watch this live, you can watch it streaming live on HD TV, yes, actually. Hook it up, HDMI cable onto the big screen on KWKM.com. Reisdorf comes back from the sideline there, gets into the huddle. Here's the break. Reedhead wide right. Cody Irwin at the bottom of your screen. Cole Gardner in the slot. Chris Amoto in the wing back, single setbacks. James Turner, shotgun formation for Reisdorf, calls out the play. Here's a snap. He drops back, looks to the right. Passes deep as Reisdorf is wide open. Was James Turner. I did not see him come out of the backfield like he did. He did a wheel, came straight up the sideline, and he gets that pass caught and then falls himself. Had he not fallen, he would have been gone for a while there. We're going to mark the ball down at the 38-yard line of the Snowflake Lobos. That is a 27-yard pass play from Rhett Reisdorf to James the Workman Turner. As Reisdorf gets a signal there, comes up. We have Reedhead to the near side. Twin slots, single setback. Shotgun formation, handoff quickly straight up the middle to James the Workman Turner. He quickly gets it down to the 35-yard line before he's tackled. Pick up a 3 on the play by Turner. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 7. 6:03 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Snowflake Lobos up 20-17. Xolo Cougars facing 2nd and 7 at the Lobos 35-yard line. Irwin to the near side, Gardner in the slot. Reed at the top of your screen, single setback. Shotgun formation, there's a snap. Hand off to Turner, right around the outside. There he gets tackled. He hits the ground, lands on number 9 of the Snowflake Lobos, and then rolls over. Looks like he's going to be close to the first down. Let's see how they're going to mark this. It's going to be close. They're going to mark it on the sideline. They're going to call a timeout. Referee's going to come up and look at this. I think he's going to call for measurement. It's pretty close. Timeout by the referee. So we'll actually hold it here as they get the chains all set and ready. But that was a pickup of 7 by James Turner. That is right alongside the first down. It's marked pretty close to that 28-yard line. So they bring out the sticks. Umpire grabs it, and mark it down there at the yard line. Come out, and that ball is touching, but they are saying he is about 6 inches away, I'd say. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 6 inches for the Xolo Cougars. They'll bring the ball out where they can right now. Referee with the ball, and the sticks come out to make sure they put it in exactly the same spot in the middle of the field. Xolo Cougars out on the line there. Rhett Reisdorf's actually out with the huddle instead of having to run in from the coach. He's probably already got his play. So they got him set. There's the chains. Chains now going to be moving off. The ball is set. Reisdorf's going to run off to the sideline there. Gets his call from the coach. Lobos are waiting, and you see they have 9 men in the box right now. Let's see how they go if they keep it that way. 5:38 remaining in the ball game. 20-17, Snowflake Lobos up. As the clock starts ticking, power I formation. Chris Amoto, the deep back. Reisdorf comes up, waits to get under center here, gets ready. It's going to be quarterback sneak. No, he hands off. Chris Amoto goes right up the middle, and that pile moved a good 2 yards on the play. Let's see if they mark it down where I see the ball at. Not sure why he had the ball, the referee on the ground, and he moves it back almost a yard. They're going to mark the ball at the 27-yard line of the Lobos. And that is going to be a pickup of 2 on the play. No, we'll call it a 1. Sorry. Pickup of 1 by Chris Amoto. Cody Irwin at the bottom of your screen with Gardner in the slot. Reed at the top, shotgun formation with James Workman Turner single setback. Amoto on the wingback side. There's a snap, handoff there, right up the middle. Gets all the way down, Workman Turner does, down to about the 25-yard line. We're going to mark it just shy of the 25. Wow, they're going to mark it way short of the 25. It's going to be marked at the 25 and a half. So only a pickup of 1 by James Workman Turner right up the middle. Going to bring up 2nd down and 8.5. 4:30 remaining in your ball game. Snowflake Lobos leading 20-17. Cougars running right to left on your screen. Irwin at the bottom. Reed at the top. Moves some situation. Trips on the far side now. Single setback shotgun. Handoff right up the middle there to James the Workman Turner. This time he's going to pick up 2. They wanted to spread the formation, see if they could do that again. Instead, only a pickup of 2. We're going to be looking at 3rd and 7 for your Xolo Cougars. Remember, folks, you can catch us live in HD streaming on kwkm.com. You can actually see the end of the game instead of just hearing me. You can watch it as well. 3:50 remaining in the ball game. 20-17, Snowflake Lobos. Xolo Cougars coming up to the line. A lot of noise being made. Cody Irwin at the bottom of your screen with Gardner in the slot and Chris Amoto inside him. Reed head at the top of your screen. There's snap. Comes in. There's the pass. Chris Amoto wide open. Ball was thrown behind him, but he's still able to catch it. He falls down on his own at the 5-yard line. Beautiful 19-yard strike. And had that ball been thrown in front of Chris Amoto, he would have been in. Instead, it is now 1st and goal at the 5-yard line for your Xolo Cougars, who are behind 20-17, 3:18 remaining in the ball game. Reisdorf sitting off on the sideline. Get the plays, here we go. Got them all set, brings them up. We got the power I formation. Brett Reisdorf, and they decide, no, let's not. We'll call the timeout. Let's take it back to the studio for a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford.
Face it. When you're feeling frustrated with slow internet, it shows. So stream without the buffering with Cable One high-speed internet. It has up to 100 megabits of blazing speed, and that's faster than those other internet guys. So no matter how many devices you have on at the same time, it's always fast. And that's speed that's written all over your face. Cable One, the face of fast.
95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week presented by Xolo Ford. Ladies and gentlemen, at the beginning of this game, we told you we were looking for a good game, and that's exactly what we have. We have 3 minutes remaining in the ball game with the Snowflake Lobos leading 20-17. But your Xolo Cougars are sitting at the 5-yard line of the Snowflake Lobos, first and goal. Red Reisdorf brings out his team. We get this camera crew off the middle of the field. We get them all set up, and we are in a spread formation. Irwin and Gardner to the near side with Gardner in a slot. Reed to the top. James Workman Turner in the backfield. Amoto on a wingback. There's a handoff right to James Turner. Fumbled the ball. He fumbled the ball forward, which is the good thing, and his own man recovered it. And that is going to be down at the 1-yard line, so we will call that a 4-yard pickup. Even though that's a fumble, we gain those yardage there to James the Workman Turner. We're down at the 1-yard line, second and goal for your Xolo Cougars. 2:35 remaining in the ball game. The Xolo Cougars come up to the line in their power I formation. Chris Amoto is the deep back. Everybody in tight. 11 men in the box for the Snowflake Lobos looking to make this stop. Reisdorf comes up, gets up underneath center. There's a snap, handoff to Chris Amoto, and he is in for the touchdown. Chris Amoto on that 1-yard touchdown run after that power I formation. And the Snowflake Lobos are now behind the Xolo Cougars. The Xolo Cougars take a lead 23-20. 2:11 remaining in the ball game. As the Xolo Cougars look like they are just going to go for one, making sure that the Snowflake Lobos have to get a touchdown. So that is a 1-yard touchdown run by Chris Amoto. Here comes the Xolo Cougars onto the field, making sure that they're not going to get that delay of game. Umpire in the back, counting the time. There's a snap, the placement, and the kick. It is up, and it is good, folks. Let's take it back to the studio for a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford.
Hey guys, who wants pizza?
Pizza Factory is the real best place for pizza and Italian cuisine. It's been a staple in the White Mountain community for 24 years. They have something for mom, dad, and the kiddos, like a huge arcade and 3 big flat-screen TVs. Pizza Factory is open 7 days a week with a buffet Monday through Friday, daily specials, and a salad bar. They are now scheduling birthday, team, or graduation parties, pastas, calzones, specialty pizzas, and more. We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory in the Old Town Square Plaza in Xolo, 537-7771.
95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a nail-biter here there at Lobos Stadium as the Snowflake Lobos have just fallen behind the Xolo Cougars for the first time in the ball game. 2:11 remaining in the ball game as the Xolo Cougars just scored a touchdown after a 89-yard touchdown drive, capped off by Chris Amoto, 1-yard touchdown run. The score now 24 Xolo Cougars, 20 for your Snowflake Lobos. Xolo Cougars getting ready to kick off. Cole Gardner getting ready to set. He's been handed the ball, is ready to go for the kickoff. We have Trent Hatch and trying to catch the number here, 10, Tanner Willis back deep. For the Snowflake Lobos, they are back down about the 5-yard line. Next up, people are down at the 30, so they're expecting a deep kick, but they also want to make sure it's not going to be a short one. Snowflake Lobos getting set. Xolo Cougars ready to kick off. Ladies and gentlemen, you can catch us live HD streaming at kwkm.com. Don't just listen, actually watch it. Xolo Cougars getting set. Last man runs onto the field. Cole Gardner, there's the kick. And it's booted deep. Going to be picked. Trent Hatch at about the 3-yard line. Comes up the far side of Hatch. Wide open. Comes up and knocks out of bounds there at about the 25-yard line. See where they're actually going to mark him. They're going to mark him down at about the 24-yard line, and that's where your Snowflake Lobos are going to take over. First and 10. 2:05 remaining in the ball game. The Xolo Cougars leading 24-20. definitely a nail-biter there, was so much so that Jesse Gallardo, instead of just having to look through the screen, he has actually stepped up watching the screen and watching through the windows. This is such a good game. Here's a break of the huddle there. Brimhall at the bottom with Willis in there. Snap there as rolls out, and that ball is going to be, guess they're going to call it complete, no signal, as the referee looks at him, but he had the best eyesight. That's going to be a pass play pickup of 7 yards on the play. Thrown to Brimhall, I'm sorry, on that one. It's going to bring up 2nd and 3 on the play. Here's a snap. Trips to the right. They got the formation they want. They're going to throw it deep to JT Tate just outside his hands. Incomplete pass as Snyder gets roughed up just as he throws that ball. Going to bring up 3rd and 7 for the Snowflake Lobos on that play. Snowflake Lobos now facing 3rd and 3. 1:33 remaining in the game. The good news about an incomplete pass is it stops the clock. You don't have to worry too much about timeouts, although the Lobos do have 2 remaining in the game. Ball's going to be marked here on the near hash marks there at the 31-yard line. 3rd and 7 for the Snowflake Lobos. Snyder gets the call into the huddle there. They break. Brimhall's going to be at the bottom of your screen. JT Tate at the top. Tanner Willis in the slot down at the bottom. And Trent Hatch's slot at the top. There's a snap. Single setback. Hatch in motion. Fake handoff to him. Handoff right up the middle to Solomon, who breaks the tackle. And he is still going, folks. And he is brought down at the 48-yard line. Beautiful run there by Solomon as he's able to keep bouncing and bouncing and bouncing to bring him up there. That is a good 15-yard run there by Solomon on the play. It's going to bring up 1st and 10. 1:22 remaining and counting. Going to throw a flag here, I think. Not sure what the flag's going to be for. The up judge came in and threw the flag. Cougars are waving like it's against them, so they're happy about it. Illegal procedure. They never... Oh! I think they're calling it illegal procedure. The Xolo, or the Snowflake Lobos, came up to the line, got set, and then got back into a huddle. And when they did, the up judge came in and threw in the flag for illegal procedure. Going to make it 1st and 15 at the Snowflake Lobo 43. Tate and Hatch to the far side. Brimhall and Willis to the near side. There's the pass right in the middle there for Hatch. He's going to catch the ball at the 47-yard line. He's going to move forward. He's going to get the ball down to, looks like they're going to mark it at about the 44-yard line of the Xolo Cougars. That's going to bring up 2nd and 8 for the Snowflake Lobos. 1:01 left. There must have been a timeout called because the clock should still be running. I'm not sure who called the timeout because no timeouts come off the clock. But we are going to keep it here because, well, you never know what's going to happen. So we want to make sure we're watching everything, and we don't want you to miss a second of this. Again, ladies and gentlemen, hook up your computer to the big screen TV you have at home. Use your HDMI cable. Watch it on your phone, your tablets. Because here we go. We got 1:01 left remaining in the ball game. 2nd and 2 for the Snowflake Lobos. Tate and Hatch at the top of your screen. Brimhall and Willis down the bottom of your screen. Solomon in the backfield. Snyder gets the call, gets set. Here's the snap, fake handoff. He's going to throw the ball. He's got wide open. JT Tate, he's going for. They got a couple guys wide open. Incomplete pass at front of the ball. JT Tate took the ball away from him. Looked like he was coming down with it. And when he hits the ground, the ball falls out. Bringing up 3rd down and 2 for the Snowflake Lobos. 51 seconds remaining in the ball game. And of course, folks, the good thing about an incomplete pass, it stops the clock. So you don't have to use your timeouts on this one here. Bringing up 3rd and 2 for the Snowflake Lobos. Here comes some substitutions in. Xolo Cougars getting set on their defense. Here's a break. We have Brimhall and Willis and Hatch at the bottom of your screen. JT Tate at the top. Shotgun formation. Solomon in the backfield. Hand off to Solomon right up the middle. He's going to be hit and knocked short after just a 1-yard gain. Let's see where they're going to mark this. And the Snowflake Lobos are going to take their last time out. And they are going to say that Solomon pretty much just got a ball's length on that. So that is going to be no gain on the play technically. And that is going to bring up 4th and 1.5, 4th and 2. 44 seconds remaining in your ball game. Snowflake Lobos down by 4, 20-24 to the Xolo Cougars. I just want to leave it here, folks. We can watch this. Don't want you to miss a second of it. And again, folks, if you want to catch the end of the game here, actually live watch it on TV, you can thank Jesse Gallardo and Dan the Man Grubner here as they are live streaming for us on kwkm.com. Take your laptop, your computer, plug an HDMI cable into your big screen TV, sit back in that big recliner and watch the game. Just like you would the NFL, folks. So here we go, last down here possible for the Snowflake Lobos as they bring out Tate and Hatch to the top, trips to the right, bottom of your screen. Snyder alone by himself. Shotgun formation, there's the snap. Snyder steps back. There's the pass rush. He's going to take off running. And he is knocked down at the 39-yard line. And that is a 1st and 10 for your Snowflake Lobos. The clock is still running, 37 seconds. Snyder and him come up. And he spikes the ball down, which is going to bring a 2nd and 10. Got to make sure the clock stops. Don't want it to keep running. 34 seconds remaining in the ball game. Beautiful pickup by Trey Schneider. He saw that his receivers weren't open. He knew he needed to make something to get something to happen, so he would go through and come to the sideline. Gets his play. He's going to come back out now. Here we go, 2nd and 10 for the Snowflake Lobos. Hatch and Tate up the top of your screen. Willis and Brimbaugh at the bottom. Solomon in the backfield. There's a snap, fake to there, going to throw out to J.T. Tate, who is wide open. Nobody is covering him. They are just going to tackle him to try to keep him in. He's got a gain of about 5 on that play. And the clock is ticking at 19 seconds remaining in the ball game. 3rd and 5. And he spikes the ball, Schneider does again. It's going to bring up 4th down. 14 seconds remaining in the game. Now he comes back over here. Coach goes back onto the field with Schneider. And they're going to get his play there. Although I'm not sure why the coach is allowed on the field here because the ball game is still going. There's not a timeout. Schneider comes forward. The clock should still be running with his time for delay of game. Schneider comes out onto the field. 4th and 5 could be the last play for the Snowflake Lobos. As they split, J.T. Tate to the top of the screen, trips down to the right. Brimholm, there he goes. Snyder's going to roll out to this side, and they got him deep down, and this ball is way overthrown. Incomplete pass. Incomplete pass, ladies and gentlemen. Trey Snyder way overthrew J.T. Tate. He had him there and just overthrew him. Incomplete pass, 7 seconds remaining in the ball game. And the Xolo Cougars are actually going to take the ball at the 35-yard line. And they are going to actually win this game, folks, because there are no timeouts for the Snowflake Lobos. So they will come up into what normally is called the victory formation. They call it that because you know you're going to win the game, and all you're doing at this point in time is trying to down the ball and make sure that the ball doesn't get fumbled, it doesn't go anywhere, and if it does, you got people in the back to be able to try to stop somebody from picking up the ball and running. So it's a timeout here called by the Xolo Cougars. You know what, folks, let's go ahead. Nope, they're going to come right back out again. Yes, they're going to come back out, get it all set up. Referees are trying to come over to break up the huddle, get them all set up over there. Nope, let's take it back to the studio for a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Xolo Ford.
We're here so you don't have to quit fishing or tell the grandkids you can't keep up with them anymore. Wouldn't it be nice to get back in the gym again or be able to play a full 18 like the old days?
Summit Healthcare offers this active community the latest in orthopedic procedures. Whether it's a sports injury, total joint replacement, or something else, have your surgery and rehab right here at home.
Get the most out of life again. Visit summithealthortho.net today.
Game of the week presented by Xolo Ford. Your Xolo Cougars line up. Snap the ball, and Reisdorf downs it. And here we go, the final on the game. Xolo Cougars 24, Snowflake Lobos 20. The Xolo Cougars were behind all night long and found a way to come back at the end to win, and then found a way to stop the run and the pass for them Snowflake Lobos here at Lobos Stadium. We'll just, you know what, let's take it back to the studio for a 2-minute timeout. We will come back with the post-game report presented by Cable One. You are listening to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week presented by Xolo Ford.